Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Friday, March 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 72. In hour one of today's show, we'll talk some LSU baseball as they get set to face the Texas Longhorns tonight, and we'll discuss some NFL Combine news. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
I don't know if it's going to be 72 degrees or not today, Taylor. I do love that you just took a guess and went for it, but I don't know. The forecast that I'm looking at is kind of calling for mid-60s. So maybe let's say a high of 72. Yeah, maybe so. Welcome in, OTB. It is Friday. Hope you're having a great Friday, March 1st. That's right, dude. February finally saying its goodbyes after hanging around for 24 more hours, and we are into the month of March. Where does the time go? Kind of insane. St. Patty's Day right around the corner. The only date that is also a command coming up in 3 days.
I know May the 4th, but I don't know March the 4th.
March 4th. My troops, my people. March 4th, and spread the good word of Jaden Daniels. It's my mom's birthday. That's how I always remembered it.
Okay.
Because it's the only date that's a command. I think. I don't know. Maybe there's other ones as well, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. How are we doing today, guys? How was the concert last night, Alondra? Little Blake Shelton.
Little Blake.
Gwenny Steph was in the
building.
building.
Gwenny Steph came out, and, that was a dream come true for me. I may or may not still be drunk.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do when you go to a badass concert like that.
I don't know if I'd call it badass. It was a great concert, but I don't know if I'd call Blake Shelton badass.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if you can call Blake Shelton badass.
Well, I mean badass not in terms of
I had
being
a good time.
badass. I mean badass in terms of that's some star power. Right?
Yeah.
I'm saying Blake Shelton's
Gwen
a pretty big
Stefani,
star.
yeah.
As is Gwen Stefani, and they were in the Cajun Dome.
Mm-hmm.
See? That's why we need new PMAC.
Yeah.
That's some bull. You should have had to drive all the way
I
over
shouldn't
to
have.
Lafayette.
I agree
to watch Blake Shelton.
1,000%. I shouldn't have had to drive all the way to Lafayette.
No disrespect to our Lafayette brethren here.
No.
You're saying no full disrespect?
No disrespect.
Okay.
But
I was
I
very
shouldn't have
proud
had
of
to
you when
drive.
you texted
Bigger
us that
city.
you had just shotgunned a cold Coors Light. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
I knew it was gonna be a night when Kendall, Brittany's husband, and I chugged our margaritas at dinner.
Ooh, chugging Margs?
Yeah.
Wait,
I know.
Frozen or on the rocks?
No, on the rocks.
On the rocks. You can't chug
You
a frozen
can't chug a
margarita.
frozen
Well,
margarita.
I mean,
You
it's
get a brain freeze.
It's almost liquid. You could chug it. It would just be very hard.
No, you could. I mean, you get a brain freeze. It's an awful idea, Taylor.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
Frozen
Terrible
would have been
idea.
next level.
What do y'all do when you get a brain freeze?
Don't you
Tongue to the roof of
tongue
your
to
mouth.
the roof? Yeah.
Yeah, I was just asking. Like, I was
try
wondering,
it.
because that's what I do. That's what I always heard growing
That's a
up.
thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
swear to you, I'm 27 years old. This is the first time I've ever heard putting the tongue to the roof
See,
of your
this is
mouth.
partially why I asked the question, because it's not like a teacher ever taught me this. This was just like schoolhouse knowledge,
Yeah.
right? Back in the
Yeah.
day, that
no
like
idea.
Like
if you're
you
out
get
there
a
in the
brain
yard,
freeze.
yeah.
You stick your tongue to the top, the
I
roof of your
usually
mouth.
just pause slightly, wait for it to go away.
Well, you got to do that too, but no, you just kind of. And then you said thumb. I feel like I've heard of that
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Anything warm, kind of the roof of your mouth to kind of offset it a little bit.
Yeah.
So Taylor, I got. Nope, probably too early for that joke.
Yeah. I had it in the chamber.
I can teach you how to get rid of brain freezes. I'll just say that. Just come see me in my office after the show, and bring some Slurpees. I got to be full disclosure with the audience today, because I don't know how this is going to go today. Not feeling 100. And it's not actually. I know I texted the group that I've been drinking beer for 4 hours last night. That's not actually true. I had like 2 beers. They're great. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that can take 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Be some warm beers.
Yeah. But a stomach bug is ravaging my family all week, and one by one they've been falling, and it's so funny. It's been working up in age. Started with the baby, then it went to the 3-year-old, then the 6-year-old, then yesterday my wife fell victim, and today I don't know. I just don't exactly know. So if I seem a bit off today, just please a little grace, apologies. I want to give you my best, but it feels like someone's just massaging my intestines right now.
Injury.
So we'll see. And whatever. I'm just feeling insecure, and so that's why I'm putting this out there. All right. Let's
probably
get into,
a little nervous too.
Yeah, I don't. It's one of those days. I normally never get this, but it's one of those days where the 3-hour runway feels a little looming, and I almost never run into that. But whatever.
I feel the exact same.
We're gonna make it. I'm just putting this out in the unit. Yeah, and I've been there hungover as well. Friday's always a great day to do that because you can do anything for 3 hours. Right. That's what the canon used to always say.
And but that's what I was saying when Jake walked in. Like, I don't know if I'm hungover, but I'm definitely tired. Like, I didn't get home till midnight last night.
Yeah. I stayed up too late. That's what I did last night as well. I stayed up way too late. But yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those deals where the worst thing you can be is still drunk when the show starts, and then you just slowly but surely descend into madness. And unfortunately for you, Riv's not coming in studio today.
Oh my gosh, that just ruined my day.
No hair of the dog
that ruined my
coming
3
your way to
hours.
help you ease this out.
That ain't right.
YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. If you want to get involved, you go there and get in all your comments, everything else. Let's start with LSU Texas. Going down tonight, 7 p.m. Confirmed yesterday. It's funny, we had Coach Jay on. That's, hey, look, man. Coach Johnson's the best. I don't doubt anything that man does at this point. You know my feelings on him. I think we have a literal Nick Saban of baseball here. Like, you need to hold on to him as hard as you possibly can. And it's kind of better than Saban in that if we look at his past comments, like, I don't even think he has any real MLB aspirations or flirtations or anything like that. This man just loves college baseball, wants to be here forever. Yeah. But it's so funny the links to which guys like that will go to try to protect every little bit of advantage they could have. Because remember yesterday we asked him who's going to start. He said, I can't tell you that. Why would I tell you that? I haven't told anybody that. And then it's announced later in the day because I guess it's time when they actually have to. That our conversation was confirmed yesterday. Luke Holman getting the start tonight, which informs us, at least in my opinion, that LSU really wants this win. And that makes sense, right? They got big time recruits there. It's in Houston. This is again, this is not a win that's going to have any great tournament implications. The SEC schedule means that the tournament will actually be decided in those 30 games, those 10 wonderful weekends in which you square off with other members of the Southeastern Conference. But this is a big symbolic game. The first major test for the defending national champions. You're going against one of the best pitchers in the entire country. See what this lineup, which looks unstoppable, can do against that. You see Luke Holman, your brand new pitcher who's been the best here early on, the Alabama transfer. He gets in his first real high pressure, high leverage situation of the entire year. You can see how he performs. And again, we keep talking about it, but it bears mentioning all the recruits there and then the LSU fan base there in Houston. Jay Johnson wanting to do right by all of these things. And the man already is obsessive about winning to begin with, even if it's in Northern Illinois or Stony Brook or anything like that. And now you put Texas on the other side, and Johnson is an appreciator of the history of college baseball. It means something there as well. So, yeah, I think LSU very clearly not really tinkering tonight, coming out and trying to put their best lineup as they see it right now on the field to win this game, or the best matchup, right? Yeah. He's a big matchup guy. So maybe whatever he views as the best is what's going in tonight.
I remember how good this game was a year ago. Gavin Dugas hit the 3-run homer like Alondra was talking about yesterday, and it was a game that you didn't get the first runs until the 9th inning.
Yeah.
And it was managed like it was a postseason game. Like, that's the way that it felt between these two teams. They both They threw some of their best arms. The lineup and the way that it was set, there was not a lot of tinkering. There wasn't a ton of pinch hits. There wasn't a ton of defensive replacements. They kind of managed this like it was a big-time game because they felt like it was. Actually, Thatcher Hurd did start that game.
Yeah, remember that's when that's when people still and he did well, right?
He went 4 2/3, gave up 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks.
I mean, for some of the struggles that Thatcher Hurd would go on to have, that's not a bad start right there.
Then Ackenhausen came in. He actually pitched 3 1/3, only gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 4. And then Christian Little actually got the last inning. And, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, no walks.
Wow.
That might be the most interesting part.
I mean, especially what ended up happening to Christian Little, that he was in. It just shows you. So that's actually kind of fascinating to look at because it shows you the journey a baseball season takes, right? At that point, it was thought that Thatcher Hurd was probably going to, or potentially going. So hold on, he got the start over Skeens? Wow. That's.
I'd have to go back. Yeah, look at the schedule and see maybe
because you knew Skeens. They knew Skeens was the guy already at that point.
Yeah.
So he was kind of playing a little bit of games. And actually, maybe last year, given Hurd that opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, Thatcher came in with
he was hyped.
A ton of hype. Not maybe Paul Skeens hype, but he was hyped as well.
Either way, the point is that's very funny to think about how much a baseball season can change. And out of that first game, who kind of ended up being relevant throughout the I mean, everybody had their moments, but who ended up being the stars and who ended up maybe struggling a bit. And I'm excited to watch all these journeys again this year. I'm just excited for a big time matchup, big talent, because we're not getting another one of these really till 2 more weeks. I think conference play starts on like the 15th. I was looking at yesterday, so enjoy tonight. And there's a couple ways you can watch. There's where the real ones hang out. Won't say that one. But I believe the Astros YouTube channel as well will also have the game. So that's a nice, easy way to check it out if you want to.
So actually they played the games in Round Rock against Kansas State that weekend before. And so
he started
they played
that Friday.
Texas in the midweek.
Yeah,
so he started that Friday.
Game.
Oh, Texas was a midweek.
And if you remember, Thatcher was a midweek starter at the beginning of last season.
And how
I'd forgotten it was midweek.
And how about this? Paul Skeens goes 6 innings, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, strikes out 11. You know who came in to close that game for the final 3 innings?
I'm trying to think early on who would it have been. I don't know.
Ty Floyd.
Oh, wow. What?
He came in, pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, struck out 5.
There you go.
Ty Floyd fever.
Look, if you play haven't ever heard that.
You haven't?
No.
Yeah.
T-Bob,
No.
as big into LSU baseball you were last year, that was literally plastered all over social media. There's no way.
I don't know, man. I never saw Ty Floyd fever until this moment right now.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so look, this team has a long way to go, and that all kind of proves that tonight is not some, if you lose, you suck, but damn, it feels good to win, Bo. Always feels good to beat Texas, too. I need some horns down from the boys tonight. I need a big home run or something, FT dub, give Alondra some of this right here. Alondra, so no rest for the weary.
No.
You have to hit the road immediately after the show.
This was ill-planned on my part.
And how long of a drive is that?
Like 4 hours.
Oh, that ain't bad. You straight.
And you don't even have to turn. You just get on the interstate.
You get on I-10 and you roll.
Yeah, no, it's just a straight shot, but...
Do you at least have a landing spot where you can catch a pregame nap or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's always crucial.
Well, I was telling Taylor, I think after the show, I'm going to go home, take a power nap, and then drive. Because I don't know
Makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know if I can make it driving right now.
Yeah, no, I feel you. What are you all most looking forward to tonight in the game? I mean, certainly for me, it's really Luke Holman against this lineup. Does anybody else have anything that they're kind of
just a straight
in on?
up pitching matchup?
Yeah.
Luke Holman and LeBaron Johnson.
Yeah, can these LSU bats stay hot against what is going to be the best pitching that they faced thus far? Great opportunity for some of these young guys who have already been in the lineup.
Johnson last year against LSU went 5 innings, only gave up 3 hits, and struck out 9.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. A little revenge on the mind. What did Tommy White do against him last year?
I know Tommy White in the game was 1 for 3 with a walk.
Huh.
But remember, that's when he was already injured at that point.
Yeah,
That's when he
it
was
took
going
Tommy
through
a
his
little
slow
while to get
ramp up.
going. Like people forgot that. You know, when he came in beginning of the year, like he was good.
Because he got injured. He wasn't. First series, he dove back into first and separated his shoulder.
Healthy Tommy White against LeBaron and Johnson. That would be another matchup that I'd be very excited to see tonight.
Well, also, this team is so good at getting on base, right? I mean, we talked about it the other day. 11 hits, 10 walks, 5 hit by pitches. So you don't have to – I mean, when you're facing an overpowering pitcher, if you're patient at the plate, you let LeBaron Johnson make the mistakes. Like, he's a great pitcher, but, you know, he'll have some control issues if you stay in there and you stay in that box, drive that pitch count up as much as you can. And they've been good at that so far this year.
Well, like I said,
that is Jay Johnson's thing. He is
100%.
the approach to the plate development god. That's why he was so pissed last week against Stony Brook in Northern Illinois when you had the 2 bad offensive nights.
Well, and then he even had the one game last weekend. They win it 5-2. It was a 2-hour and 11-minute game. Jay was mad. He was like, I thought we were too aggressive at the plate. You know, we got to take time. We got to drive up pitch counts and get to their bullpen. This is a prime time spot for Jay to show that off.
I'm sorry, Alondra.
No, you're good. Well, like one of the things that I've noticed throughout this, like the beginning of this season is, and it probably has something to do with, he had surgery on his shoulder. It probably has something to do with that and still recovering. They've been pitching Tommy White in on the hands a lot, trying to jam him up. And if you remember, like a lot of his home runs last year were oppo. And this year he's pulling it a lot. So, like I said. The first home run he
hit was just a freaking rocket shot to left.
And LeBaron Johnson, he's not going to go to his off speed a lot. He's just going to hit you with the fastball a lot. So if he's pitching Tommy in on the hands with a high fastball, I don't know.
Yeah, good luck. Tommy's got them fast hands, Bo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up we'll get some stats. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to break. I do want to look at some of these numbers kind of going into this game. Chill out, Fonz. Turn his name into Tommy Double Play White. You better show some respect, dude. Relax.
Alondra, they want to know if you're stopping at Buc-ee's. Isn't that like if you're from Texas, your car just pulls in automatically?
Yeah, I don't have any control over that. I'm going to stop at Buc-ee's.
I ever since I made my first trip to Buc-ee's, the only way I will not stop at Buc-ee's is if I have like multiple sleeping kids in the car. If it's one sleeping kid, they'll get their ass up.
Yeah.
But if it's multiple and we've achieved like a real state of equanimity, then I'll unfortunately have to pass up Buc-ee's. But it's right there behind Disney as one of the best places on earth.
Well, also, you know, this is the Baytown Buc-ee's. Like I've been to 3 or 4 different Buc-ee's. That one's by far the best one. Like, you've got to stop at the Baytown Buc-ee's. Huh?
Okay.
What?
The New Braunfels one is the best one.
When are we getting that 318 Buc-ee's? What's the latest on that, Jake? You're our 3-1 great beat reporter.
The one in Ruston?
Yeah.
I think it's underway.
Is it?
I think so.
I think it was in 2025 maybe, last I saw. Oh, that's going to be so sick, dude.
I think Lafayette is, like, right now they're looking at different spots, you know, obviously on 10 to get.
I mean, once you hear the brisket on the board, fresh brisket on the board, it's on.
I'm telling you, T-Bob, next time you go to the little kiosk. You can customize your own sandwich. I did it last time for the first time. Excellent.
How about last time I went was the day I was on the way to Disney. If you remember, that was the day of the college football playoff selection committee show, the final one. After Florida State pulled it off and sitting there getting brisket, and like the manager comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, what's up, man? I'm a fan of Snaps, blah, blah." He's a Florida State fan, and I'm juicing him up. I'm like, bro, they can't keep you out. There's no way. Like, you've done everything you got to do. Like, it would be a high crime if they kept you out. I'm making him feel good, getting him all fired up. And then literally about 30 minutes later is when the show started, and Florida State had their heart completely broken.
Yeah, and that's when we got a reaction show from the Murdered Out Mini.
Yeah, that's right.
You were not happy.
No. A black day for college football. I'll stand by it. But at least he got Nick Saban out of there. You know, they put him in the playoffs so that he could finally walk away. All right, when we get back, let's go ahead and talk about some of the combine numbers. We get some Saints news as well. And should Jaden Daniels be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft? We'll break it down next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com, KTOZblinds.com. You want window coverings at WOW? It's going to bring your home to the next level. It's give a starter home, the home of your dreams. They have price points for everybody. And again, I know I tell you this a lot, but it's because I believe it. You don't realize the full extent to which K to Z can improve the feeling of your home aesthetically, but also functionally. Like Jake got some outdoor living area kind of blinds installed, right? And that's not just helping with the sun. I mean, well, it's when you're outside, Jake, but also what? It's taking off the glare on the TV inside.
It does.
It's doing temperature control when it starts to heat up in the summer. Like, it's insane the depths that it goes to.
Yeah, and that's because Brandon came in, knew the space, learned the space, knows better than I do. Same thing with the Roman shade that we have over our kitchen. 5-minute process, came in, knew exactly what we needed. K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Right Radio Hours return, getting you ready for a busy baseball weekend in Houston and the latest from the Combine. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. OTB. Y'all heard about this Wendy's surge pricing that is pissing everybody off? Has anybody read about this?
Say Wendy's?
Yeah, I haven't looked beyond the headline, so we don't have to go too into it. But apparently, Wendy's floated the idea of introducing surge pricing, a la like Uber or something, to at certain points of the day, high traffic points, making it more expensive.
Wendy's?
Yes, I know.
I saw
which
a thing-
seems absurd. Like, bro, you are a fast food restaurant. Stay in your lane.
This was the thing. It
You
was
think I'm gonna
talking
pay
about
more for a freaking Wendy's triple just because it's like noon, or if you're on a college campus, maybe the surge price is at like midnight.
Yeah.
Like, get the hell up out of here, dude.
Jetpack said Wendy's on Bluebonnet will never experience surge pricing. That has got to be the worst drive-through in town. Jesse, it is top 3. The only one worse is the Wendy's that they just built across from Rouse's by the Andes, like right there on the corner. Yes, it is horrendous, and it's new.
Y'all be going to Wendy's like that?
I haven't been to Wendy's in a long time.
Love Wendy's.
I haven't been to Wendy's in a long time. Wendy's is good.
Love Wendy's.
Don't get me wrong. A Wendy's triple, like,
Right,
I
it's
remember
going to take
back
like 35 minutes, even if you go in.
I remember back in the day telling my dad, like, I don't know, Wendy's doesn't have a lot of meat. And he was like, what? Because I was unaware of the 80s advertising campaign, which was like an old woman saying, like, where's the beef?
Yeah.
And then he ordered me a Wendy's triple, and I'll never forget. I just had grease dripping off of my elbows. And as a little fat kid, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever had. And so I ate way too many Wendy's triples growing
Junior
up.
bacon cheeseburgers.
Yeah, a lot of JBCs in high school, dude.
I mean, I have other things to worry about other than Wendy's, like Kate Middleton's whereabouts.
How is Kate doing, by the way?
We don't know.
Still.
We don't know.
Still.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't remember if
Nowhere
we
to
talked
be
about this
seen.
on air or off air last Friday.
Nowhere to be heard.
What?
We ain't seen her in 2 months.
So was it a hysterectomy? Was it a BBL?
It was a BBL, they say.
She's trying to get like Pippa?
from someone who Googled Kate Middleton BBL last week for research purposes. I didn't find a whole lot, guys. Did not find a whole lot. But look,
They're
you were
saying
talking
she
about
might be in a coma.
What? For real?
That's what they say.
That's
the word on the street.
Because they haven't seen her. Like,
Yeah.
that seems a little excessive, but
That is crazy. Think about the amount of people that are chasing down that story.
Yeah.
And the royal family can still basically keep it like under wraps and hidden. That's in this day and age, especially that kind of boggles the mind to consider.
see, Bob, you were talking about the Wendy's, like the price surges and everything. This wasn't a price surge, but it was I actually saw this with McDonald's the other day. It was like different parts of the country, like up north, like a quarter pounder's like $12.50. In Canada, a Big Mac is $18. And so like people were freaking out. They were like $18 for a Big Mac. Like, what's the point of going to McDonald's?
I don't understand Canadian pricing. I never have. I just know that it's all expensive as hell. And I guess I get paid more and everything else. But like, I used to always feel any hobby I was into always had the Canada price right underneath the U.S. price, and always be like, damn, kind of feeling for my northern brethren a bit.
Yeah. Well, they have they don't pay for healthcare either, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's offset in other ways for sure.
Because there's some cities in the United States that have those same pricing situations, and we still pay for all the other things. Las Vegas for the Super Bowl, you throw a Gatorade and like a bag of pretzels on the counter. It's like, that'll be $23.
And you were like, no, I'm only paying for my order, not
Yeah.
the person behind me.
I mean, it was bad.
The thing is, the surge pricing in fast food is ridiculous because it's fast food. Like, and I don't get mad at it. Like, Eric Trost brings up one of my favorite stories was I went to a Burger King and I pulled up and the dude was just like, nah, bro, I ain't doing anything right now. And I was just like, okay, cool, man. I get it. You know what? Like, some days we're just not feeling it at work. You have a great day. I'm going to go elsewhere. Just straight up kind of said, nah, just drive on.
Nah, see, but if you're not feeling it at work, like today, you don't feel great. We still here for 3 hours working.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not
Nope.
putting in the full on. I'm not saying he's a good employee. What I'm saying is that's just the risk you run when it's fast food. We're both there for something cheap.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I probably would have said something else to him.
Wouldn't that the
But
thing?
then
Like,
what's the point? What, I'm going to argue with him about want to make me like a crappy Whopper that I don't need, but I
Well, I
just
mean,
want it out of some raw animal urge?
I mean, you should have known going to Burger King.
And I actually like Whoppers, to be fair.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it's
I
a
do
very
too,
good
man.
fast food burger.
Is it the tiny hands situation?
No, relax. I didn't say a junior Whopper. Okay? No, I like a full-size double Whopper with cheese. Thank you very much.
But aren't they the ones with the commercials with the tiny hands?
Yes.
yeah, no, yeah,
yes,
he had
yes.
he was sitting on the park bench because the Whopper was so big
Yeah.
and his hands were small.
I had to wrap myself up in that early on. That was my Like I knew that was coming, so I remember in college jumping on it immediately in the weight room.
Oh, so you're like 8 Mile.
Yes, I was making the jokes first so that nobody else could think they were creative getting them off of me.
Yeah, you're B-Rabbit up there and let them know.
100%.
It's a good tactic.
Did y'all see? So let's just talk about some of these combine times, and then we get into Jaden Daniels being number 1 pick overall next. But some of the combine winners from yesterday, did you see the guy that we were bragging about at the Senior Bowl? You saw him kick LSU's ass week 1, number 55, Mr. Double Nickels himself, Braden Fisk, Florida State defensive tackle. What's his full story again? I know he came from a small school.
Western Michigan.
Yeah, earned his way up, got to Florida State, and now completely dominated the combine yesterday. He had the number 1 40 time amongst all defensive tackles with a 4.78. He had the number 1 vertical with a 33.5, and he had the number 1 broad 9 feet 9 inches. Braden Fisk popping off yesterday. Who else jumped off to y'all?
Number 18, Mekhi Wingo.
Yeah.
Second fastest 40 on the defensive tackle position, 4.85. When you look at the 10-yard split, Mekhi Wingo, which is more important than the actual 40 for his position, had the fastest 10-yard split of any defensive tackle at 1.64. So Mekhi Wingo went out there. No surprise. I mean, we've known he's, athletic his entire time at LSU, but he had a big day. In the 10-yard split, that is probably the most important thing that he did, because when you're a defensive tackle, they want to see, can you get off the ball? How quick can you get to the quarterback? All those things. And so that is more important than anything else. And so I thought Mekhi Wingo had a great day.
Do we owe Miles Frazier an apology for Braden Fisk too? Remember we were all mad about the Florida State game. We were talking about how, God, Miles Frazier was giving him compliment. Braden Fisk came out of the game and said something about Miles Frazier being like, damn, y'all are nice or you're good or something. And we were like, oh, Miles Frazier, you're soft. You're getting jerked around. Well, Braden Fisk is actually awesome, though. He ran a faster shuttle time than Aaron Donald did. Yeah. He actually has a higher RAS, relative athletic score, than Ed Oliver does. I mean, this is pretty incredible. Braden Fisk, a 9.97. I don't care what. I'm not saying use that as a thing to just draft a guy unless you're the Saints. But at least this guy produced, right? This is different than the Saints' normal RAS loves. But a 9.97, almost a perfect 10 for Fisk. Absolutely absurd.
They're so mad that they took a D tackle in the first round last year now. They're like, damn it.
Could have had the RAS guy.
Could have had the guy that we wanted. Could have traded up to 4.
A guy they may take is Dallas Turner. And, boy.
Yeah.
Dallas Turner can move. A 4.47 for Dallas Turner. A 40.5-inch vertical jump. We talked to Nick about it the other day. They've been trying to kind of change how they address edge defenders and not go with their bigger, kind of bulkier guys. Maybe need to get a little more speed to deal with some of the new mobile quarterbacks in this day and age. And look, there's a lot of good defenders in here. If Dallas Turner's there, I like Dallas Turner just because he's a killer on top of everything else. You know how I felt about the Jaden Daniels hit and some of the other hits he's had in his career. Some may not like it. I want that personality getting after the opposing quarterback. He's the type of guy you hate him when he plays for the other team, but you love him when he's your trained assassin.
Kyle Turley, that kind of guy.
Yeah, psycho. I want a psycho. I want somebody who's trying to hurt people.
I think they actually, so it was reported 4.47. I think that they actually went back and knocked it down to a 4.46.
Damn.
Yeah. Right here on the official site it says 4.46. But we were talking about him and Jared Verse, both being mocked. Jared Verse ran a 4.58.
Y'all don't understand how fast that is for people this size.
Yeah, Jared Verse is bigger than Turner as well, or no?
Weight-wise,
weight-wise, I'm saying.
So he's 254. Yeah. Jared Verse is 6'4", 254.
Okay, never mind. I think
Dallas Turner, they're similar, 6'3", 247 for Turner. So they're right there.
That's fast at that size.
Yeah, both them cats is moving.
How about Latu ran a 4.64?
I saw that, and he's big.
I honestly didn't think that was going to be something he would be able to achieve. He looked more like a Cam Jordan type.
How about Peyton Wilson, who we interviewed out of this year? Suck it, Rashard Mendenhall. Big day for the white guys yesterday with Braden Fisk winning the 40 time for the interior D tackles. And Peyton Wilson winning it for the linebackers. Yeah. I mean, how big's Peyton Wilson? You got a height and weight in front of you?
Yeah, I got it right here. Hang on.
He's 6'4", 233.
And okay, so 233, so a little lighter than the others, but a 4.40.
Yeah, but it's 6'4", 233 at 4.4. Like, there ain't many linebackers in the
now
NFL.
There's all kind of awesome highlights making the rounds on social media of him chasing down Notre Dame wide receivers, like in the open field, and it's not even close how much faster he is.
He was one of the best, if not the best, like defensive player in the country last year.
Yeah.
So it's like people were talking about him in the 4th round. I'm like, what am I missing here?
He's
Guy's
a big
played
winner.
the entire time he was in college. He's got great tape. The only problem is he has 9-inch hands.
Not even 9 1/4?
No, straight up 9.
That's my dog. Draft Peyton Wilson, Saints, you cowards. 9-inch Kings unite. All right, when we get back, let's talk about Jaden Daniels being the number 1 overall pick, and we'll try to, not get as distracted at the beginning. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. You join the All-Star family today by getting a brand new vehicle that you purchase and find a great, there's different ways to massage the price per month to kind of figure out what you need. Or you maybe lease a vehicle, or maybe you get a Toyota certified used vehicle where it's cheaper, but you still get that excellent warranty coverage. I keep talking about the All-Star Toyota Service Center. Head in there today. Doesn't matter your make or model. If you get in an accident, the body shop is second to none, man. And walk-ins are welcome, or you can schedule online. You mention OTB, you get $100 towards that deductible. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Go to the website today to check out what they have in the new vehicles, what you can lease and what you can rent. Spring break coming up. Go ahead and get that rental reserved. If you're going to take a trip down to Disney or whatever beach, doesn't matter, you need something bigger, want to save miles on your vehicle, go ahead and rent a Toyota per day rental prices. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Value Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $17,500 off new 23 1500 Bighorn trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $17,500 off new Ram 1500 trucks. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Go
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh my God, dude. I just dove into some SEC baseball stats this year, which are kind of pointless, right, during this out-of-conference schedule to put too much into. Have y'all seen what Charlie Condon's doing for UGA thus far this year? I mean, he
hit 3 home runs the other day and they lost.
He was a freshman last year, right? And he was awesome already. So through 8 games, Condon's batting .639. He's got 23 hits. Second in the conference, it's Gage Miller from Alabama with 16. Caglione's at 15. He's only got 13 ribbies, but he's got 7 home runs. 7 home runs already to lead the conference. He's got a slugging percentage, and I don't really understand how slugging percentage is equated, Jake, so I think you can appreciate this more. He's got a slugging of 1,400 right now, 1.417. Like, I don't think I've ever... Like, at the end of the year, what's an elite slugging percentage?
I mean, I think anything over 1,000 would be...
Because right now there's only 3 players over 1,000, so I didn't know if people carried that throughout the entire year. All right, NFL Combine's going down right now, and reportedly, the New Orleans Saints have met with Jaden Daniels. I don't know that means anything, given that the Saints have absolutely no chance of getting Jaden Daniels. In fact, the bigger smoke on the street right now seems to be, should Jaden Daniels actually be the first pick overall? Yesterday, Dan Orlovsky was on Get Up saying that he thinks Daniels should be the first overall pick, that he is the best passer in this entire draft. And it does echo a sentiment that I talked to Chase Daniel about the other day, where he was just absolutely... Now Daniel believed that Caleb Williams was still the higher prospect, but did say that Daniel's deep ball, his back shoulder throws, the consistency which he threw it in college this last year just boggled the mind. Talking about the level of difficulty, he was talking about the Florida film, the A&M film, the level of difficulty on those throws that he was making. What did Mel Kiper say about Daniels?
He said the same thing. He had his mock draft out, and he was like, look, I want to try to do the mock draft as accurately as I can, so I'm going to put Jaden Daniels at 2 to Washington ahead of Drake May. He's like, but in my opinion, Daniels should be the number 1 pick. He says, I don't think he will be, but, I mean, similar to what Orlovsky said, he's like, I think that he is the most complete prospect right now in this draft.
And it's not hard to see why, because we watched it firsthand. It goes beyond the raw physical skill set. To me, one of the main things that I like about Jaden Daniels are the intangibles. And what I mean by that is mainly going back to his work ethic. It is impossible to take the leap that Jaden Daniels did without an extraordinary work ethic and ability to commit yourself to your craft. And when you're talking about the traits that are going to determine whether or not you make it in the NFL, I think that's actually number 1. Like, I actually think that's most important. And I think this is probably unfair to Caleb Williams, but in my head, Jake, I don't know that I love Caleb Williams' intangibles and leadership and whatnot.
Like, everybody that says, oh, I still have Caleb Williams as number 1, and again, this isn't throwing slander or being biased because he's fighting with an LSU quarterback, but everyone that says that, I'm like, well, tell me why. And then every guest that I have on off campus, like, they just kind of like circle the wagons, and like they can't ever just park it.
Yeah.
On maybe why Caleb Williams is the no doubt top overall prospect. Same thing with Marvin Harrison Jr. I call him on it every time. Like, tell me why. Circle the wagons. Circle the wagons. And so it's one of those draft narratives that we've known for so
2
long.
years. For 2 years now, it's just been said he's clearly number 1.
And same thing with Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that's why. Like, we've said it for so long. We're like, nobody can even put themselves in the category of these players at these positions. But then players do, but still, like, we're going to just continue to say, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, even though it's a conversation. I'm not even saying that they won't end up being the first quarterback, first receiver taken, and maybe they deserve to be it. But it's like, I think it's just an accepted conversation, and nobody's actually, reevaluated the whole situation.
Well, Caleb Williams has some weird stuff too, right? No agent. He's got kind of a business team around
No
him.
medical. The man said he ain't going to do medical.
He's going to be the first ever player in combine history, to a lot of people's knowledge, to just straight up deny all teams' medical exams, which I've heard is the worst part of the combine.
It is.
Like Aaron went in there. He had just torn his ACL, Murray, and he said his knee got actively worse because they had 32 teams just tugging on that thing, messing with it.
Heavy
trying
hands
to
is one
see.
of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You talking about Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I know it used to hurt, right? But yeah, so Williams not doing that. I don't know, but like if you're splitting hairs between one or two, these are all things. And then you got Jaden, who's just basically smiling. I'm here. Whatever you need, I got you. So, and we'll see what he runs and everything else come pro day.
There's a lot of Bears fans that so Orlovsky put that out there, and you look on Instagram, you look at the comments, it's like, why would we draft another Justin
I knew
Fields?
they were going to call him that. That's so unfair. If you actually go look at how Jaden Daniels went through his progressions last year and learn to throw the ball.
They're not even the same player.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way for either player. They're not even remotely the same player. They're different sizes. They have different skill sets. Are they both athletic? Yes, but that's about where it stops.
Yeah.
They're even going to run different runs.
And he kind of smashes Justin Fields even in the athleticism, does he not?
I mean,
I guess Fields is great.
I'm thinking size. But Justin Fields is going to be like a Q power, Q counter type guy. You're not running all those with Jaden Daniels. You might do some of it. That's not where he's going to live, right? So it's going to be a different offense, and I don't think they're comparable at all.
So, look, there's a good chance Jaden Daniels could be the number one overall pick. Pro Day is going to be massive for him. When we get back, let's close out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. I love my guy Tommy, dude. We ended up talking on the phone for about 30 minutes yesterday. We're talking about an event coming up for Go Bearded. It's kind of a beard competition thing we're going to do. We'll have more information on that. It's going to be very fun in the future. But again, the reason why I end up talking to him, it's that charisma that I'm always talking about. He's just the man. And you're going to see that when you work with him. It gives you peace of mind that you have someone that is so passionate and so actively locked into what you need as the customer. You'll see why when I tell you to make Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding one of your 3 bids, why you're going to end up choosing them. And remember, it's vinyl and wood windows. It's vinyl siding or hardy plank and all types of doors. Any types of doors, Tommy's got you. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding.
He actually was at the house yesterday. And we were saying
nice.
we were chopping it up. Incredible service, right there on time. GoTommys.com, GEAUX Tommys.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Some members of chat saying the Saints should trade up for Jaden Daniels. I mean, look, yeah, that'd be awesome in an ideal world, but you can't. This is unfortunately a situation where you've kind of made your bed and you don't have the draft capital to move that insane. It would cost you everything, and you just, I don't think you can afford to. Unfortunately, what I'm terrified of is things going awry and like the Falcons ending up with Jaden Daniels or trading up for him, because that is potentially possible. So we're talking about who should be #1 pick, Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams. And Taylor, you have a very strong opinion on this matter.
Yeah, I do. I think Caleb Williams degressed dramatically this past football season. You go watch his tape, and everybody's like, well, he's throwing these picks because he has a bad offensive line. No, it's because he doesn't go through his progressions. You go watch his checkdowns are there almost every play. He's not doing that. Like, yeah, his improv skills are good, but as far as him staying in the pocket, it leaves a lot to be desired. And like you said, like, don't discredit Caleb Williams because we saw Jaden Daniels make the improvement. Like, we saw Jaden become a pocket passer. He needed to work on his deep ball. That's what everybody said coming into the year. He was excellent on the deep ball this year. We haven't seen Caleb Williams do that. We don't know if he has the ability to do it. Honestly, T-Bob, like, we can call it now. It's off season. It's hot take season. You never know 100%. You can't look at a crystal ball and predict this kid's future any better than anybody else can. I think there is a decent shot that Caleb Williams could be a bust. I think there's a lot of traits. You look at him, forcing turnovers, the degression. I think he's degressed kind of 2 years in a row, because even in the Heisman season, like, he was great, but I still feel like he turned the ball over a little too much. And then last year was really bad. I worry about Caleb Williams.
Now, I do put some stock in the offensive line thing, in that
for sure.
That O-line was actually the reason why USC was good 2 years ago. Like, if you remember, when I became a Petit Trojan boy, it was because I actually turned on the film and I saw the defensive front, and I was like, this is a joke. These cats look like they're in high school. And I was expecting the same thing when we got the other side of the ball, and I was like, oh, no, that's actually a beast offensive line that can hang with anybody. So I think that's an element, but you are right. He doesn't go through his progressions. He immediately kind of goes into hero ball mode after the first guy. And the question is that fixable? Whereas we've seen Jaden Daniels already go through the maturity of spending an entire offseason learning to go through his progressions, even during the season. Remember, he's the one that said that the VR system that LSU developed, he gave it a 70% is how he scored it in terms of helping him in that regard specifically. Where would y'all most want Jaden Daniels to land? Who are all the teams that are potentially up for grabs? The Patriots,
the Bears, and the Commanders.
And
that's
the
the 1, 2, 3.
And then where are the Falcons drafting at 5?
8.
Yeah.
At 8?
8.
Okay. So that would cost
Chargers are
quite a
5.
pretty penny.
Where would
for
I
them to trade up.
really want to see him land? I would like to see him fall.
Like for Jaden's success.
I would like to see him fall to 12 and go to the Denver Broncos with Sean Payton. If we're being honest, he's not ever going to do that. He's not going to fall to 12, but in a perfect world.
No. But that's okay. Then no. I'm talking more realistic though.
Out of those top 3, probably the Patriots. I mean, young head coach, right? I mean, you get him a couple weapons, good organization.
It is a defensive head coach though.
Yeah,
and there are no weapons there.
So is Dan Quinn.
I don't hate. Yeah, I know, but
what about 6 to the Giants?
Giants feel like it could be. I'm a little down on the Giants because all the drama with Brian Daboll this last season. There seems to be maybe a bit like maybe it's not all roses.
Like Martindale just walking to the airport like in his Giants gear because he's like, I'm done.
Yeah, like straight up like it seems like that place got pretty toxic out of nowhere pretty fast. Also, I do have questions about a front office that pays Daniel Jones the contract that they did. You know why I like the commies? Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, at least they have some weapons.
Like that. That's just the only reason why.
The Kingsbury thing worries me a little bit though.
That's fair. But new ownership, a new era of commie football. It does feel like, even though I like Mayo a lot in New England as well. I mean, that's definitely a new era and a new style. They're going to be doing things up there. But I don't know. The Patriots uniforms aren't that cool, though, dude. I guess maybe neither.
Well, as a Cowboys fan, I don't want him in Washington either.
That's true. The nightmare is Atlanta. The true Louisiana nightmare is Atlanta because they have weapons. Imagine him with Pitts and Brian Robinson and company. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Brian Robinson doesn't sound right. That is right, though. Bajan, there we go.
Robinson is the running back for the Commanders.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I knew that didn't sound right. And now the Falcons may actually have an OC that will,
use those weapons.
Give the ball to their good players. I don't know, Arthur. It's a bold strategy, but hopefully the next time I try it out, or hopefully not, actually. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel younger, bigger, faster, stronger? You want to inject PF flyers into your veins? Well, you can do that with Rejuve Medical. Not literally. You understand what I'm saying, right? Do Sandlot references still play like that? You know, these shoes are said to make a kid run faster, jump higher.
If it hits, that's probably a person the age that Rejuve Me is.
True. So it's actually like perfectly targeted.
Yes.
Go get that consultation today for free. Let them customize a plan for you. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later,
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Friday, March 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 71. In hour two of today's show, we'll talk some New Orleans Saints and we'll preview some LSU women's basketball. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome back. Zachary Moe says if the Commies had hired an offensive head coach, I would have said them. He could have been their Burrow. New ownership trying to reset the franchise, new QB, new coach. I agree. I think a lot of that newness, or I guess I'm saying from the Washington perspective, I feel like a Jaden Daniels would be very attractive in that regard, right? Let's reset and move into this new era with a guy who looks extra normal. I'm guilty of I don't know, man. For Drake May to be involved in this conversation, I think it just takes a front office just falling in love with him. I think there's just too much bad film out there for Drake May right there. You see the potential. He's like Justin Herbert. But then again, I didn't really think Justin Herbert had a ton of great moments coming out of college, and look at him. He's ended up being incredible.
His team was better, though, overall.
Herbert's?
Yeah, his team was better than Drake May's.
Definitely. And they're both giant-ass white guys that can sling it and run. May probably with a little more athleticism, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Give me the moment, though. Give me the moment from Drake May's college career that stands out to anybody in this room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's too many unknown. I love him from a prototypical size standpoint. He looks like that Aaron Rodgers comp, right? We always comp guys, doesn't mean they're going to be like that, but he looks like that in terms he can run around well, throw off his back foot into insanely tight windows, but there's too many mistakes this last year. There was a regression, switching offensive coordinators from Longo to who'd they end up going with?
North Carolina went with was it Chip Lindsey?
Yeah, it was Chip Lindsey. There's just too much regression there, and yeah, I mean, again, not that this is the end all be all because where he played, and look at Pat Mahomes, he didn't win a ton at Texas Tech, but yeah, there were no. I mean, UNC maybe making the ACC championship 2 years ago is pretty good.
Yeah, the divisions in the ACC, for some teams, but I'll give Carolina credit. They had to go through more of a gauntlet than some to get there. But because we've seen Wake Forest make it, we've seen other teams, get there and get housed. But still, there's not a moment for me. There's not a hey, this guy went and won this game against this great team and he led him on a drive.
Where's Jaden's moment, would you say?
I would say against Alabama at home 2 years ago.
That's definitely one. I mean, hell, you could even say, not that, and maybe people would say, oh, well, you're not giving Drake May this amount of context, and probably not because I didn't watch it as closely. But, I mean, you could even say Alabama this last year where You got to score before half against that defense. You go down and do it, and then you come back in the second half to open the half, and you go right down and you score a touchdown. I would say A&M fourth quarter. That was a good A&M defense. And remember, that second half, as the Heisman was melting out of his hands, he took over that game with 4 back shoulder throws that boggle the mind. And then, obviously, the Florida game. Now, granted, it's not the best Florida defense, but the Florida game, he just made them look like small children on a playground.
And you're also, like, we're both forgetting about the Mizzou game on the road.
Mizzou game on the road.
Where my man had a bloody lip, bloody arm, maybe a broken rib. I don't know, something going on in his ribs, and said, I'm going to take this game, and I'm going to take it over, and there's nothing y'all can do about it. And that's against a Cotton Bowl winning against Ohio State Mizzou team on the road.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got plenty of those moments against quality teams. And sure, like, we pay attention to LSU, but also you and I, we do shows where we talk North Carolina. We do shows where we talk about other quarterbacks, and Drake May just doesn't have that one moment that stands out to me. Again, I'm not saying don't draft him because of it. I'm just saying, like, to be in that conversation, I can't think of the time that he took a game over.
There you go. Look at the television right now. They are debating Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels and showing highlights of both. And both do have awesome highlights. Also, to be fair to Williams, his supporting cast can't hold a candle what Jaden had this last year. Not defensively. Actually, no, they both dealt with the same defense. I was going to say, they both dealt with the same defensive problems. But, like, Jaden's offensive line and wide receivers were.
I'll say the offensive line, yeah, for sure. But a quarter.
Does USC have great weapons, though? I mean, they got Branch. He was all right. Like, this last year, I feel
Rice
like
Rice was good.
Yeah. But, I mean, but not like Malik and BTJ. Right?
No, I don't. So, but I also think that there's a portion of Jaden that elevated their game just like they elevated Jaden's game.
Yeah, it's always fair.
As well.
Always fair. It's symbiotic. Goes both ways.
Just like in 2019, like Jets, Jamar, Joe, all the, like, everybody together was the reason
the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
I mean, he had Jordan Addison last year, 2 years ago, whatever you.
No, and that went very well. That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, this last season alone, I think his weapons and his O-line took a step back, probably pressured him into more hero ball. Still think he probably could have handled some of it better within there. Jordan Trichet says Jaden's back shoulder throws against A&M were like watching a superhero use their special powers. It's incredible. It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all remember I remember sitting there at Don Juan and just
I was in the end zone that he threw them all.
Ooh, that's probably so much fun. I just remember, though, feeling seething rage boiling in my blood as it felt like the LSU defense was smelting Jaden Daniels' Heisman Trophy in front of our faces.
So I took the boys to the game, and Flynn actually was at the game. He brought his family, and, like, so he was going to the concession stand a bunch because he brought all the kids. And, like, he'd go down and he'd talk ish about the defense, and he'd come back up, and he couldn't believe it. Like, he was about to pull his hair out. He's like, "They're going to run this. They're going to run it for everybody. What are they doing?" I'm like, I agree with you. I don't know what in the hell's going on, but thankfully LSU had a superhero quarterback that could overcome that.
Yeah. So maybe Jaden's going to go number 1 overall. I certainly hope so. I'm pumped up for Flynn. I couldn't swing it tonight, but I hooked our boy up with a little LSU gymnastics. So the whole crew's going to get to experience the glory that is a packed out PMAC with, again, you have Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels on this LSU team right now, and Haley Bryant. She is the best gymnast in the entire nation right now. And if you have not watched her on television, if you have not gone live, I cannot recommend enough. What, it's Alabama tonight? Yeah, let's freaking go, dude. I'm hyped up for that as well. This is one of those nights where there's so much good stuff on, so much good sports. I'm going to be going back and watching replays and YouTube recaps, trying to just keep track of everything. Are the Pels back in action tonight as well?
Yeah, they're at home.
Who they got?
They got the Pacers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They still got it in here. Hopefully get a little revenge for a couple of nights ago.
I don't think
nobody's anything to add on the Pels. No. Shout out to Alondra. Wimby last night, kicking ass, dude.
Shout out Wimby.
Beating Holmgren, beating the number 1 seed in the West.
That's a terrible name, Chet.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, y'all get off Chet. You ever seen Weird Science?
Yeah, but he was a a-hole in that movie.
Yeah,
too.
bro. Do you even Mike
that's
Holmgren?
Bill Paxton, though.
Yeah.
So we pay respects.
Do you even Mike Holmgren? Super Bowl winning coach? Taylor probably doesn't even know who Mike Holmgren is.
I'm familiar with the name.
Who did Mike Holmgren coach for?
Which time? He coached for multiple teams.
Yeah, give me the teams.
Coached for the Chargers for a little bit.
I did not know that, actually.
No, you didn't.
You didn't?
Okay, I was about to say, I thought you had a deeper cut than I did. I was like, I don't think so. Head coach. Don't Google it. Don't Google it, you coward.
Packers,
Don't Google
Seahawks.
it.
You're not going to get
Packers,
it.
Seahawks.
Packers, Seahawks.
That's crazy. We're old,
I didn't
bro.
know he was with the Seahawks.
We're old. This man didn't even, like, Mike Holmgren was a name like, I mean, not this successful, but like Belichick growing up. Like, you just knew who Mike Holmgren was.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Damn. What were you going to say, Alondra, before I yelled at you about Wemby? Who looks like a freak.
Oh, yeah.
Like granted, we're going to get to old boy from Texas Tech denying the existence of space. But I can't remember who. Somebody had a great joke on Twitter today where they were like, I mean, he's out here saying this, and look, we have an alien living amongst us. And it's Wemby hitting like this incredible step back three.
He does kind of look like an alien. With his
kinda.
length. Yeah.
If you were to open his face, you would have the two little aliens from MIB just hang, or like the one little alien piloting Wemby. I refuse to believe that's an actual human being.
Yeah. He's awesome. He went 5 for 7 from the 3 yesterday. Had how many points? I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
What was your favorite weapon in Men in Black?
Men in Black?
Yeah, the cricket gun. Remember that tiny
I mean, I
little
don't know,
thing?
the eraser of the memory.
Yeah, the memory eraser
Yeah,
was
that's
good.
You
That's
gotta go
it
with
lasted
the-
through the whole
You
franchise.
gotta go
So
with
like that's got to be the one.
I was gonna say that I wouldn't draft Caleb Williams just because he paints his nails.
Uh,
Hunt Palmer says Chet Stedman in the chat. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
One more. Rookie of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I blanking on Chet Stedman?
Henry
Rookie of the
Gardner,
year.
Rookie of the year.
the old
He was
pitcher.
the old pitcher on
Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the old pitcher.
yes.
If y'all don't call that man Gary Busey, by God, that is a legend in the game.
Well, we're trying to explain the character.
But if you would have said Gary Busey to him, he would have understood.
Yeah.
Give me
yeah.
one.
I don't know his
more.
Gary
One
Busey.
more.
Everybody, you don't think T-Bob Hebert loves Gary Busey?
I don't
It's
know.
like, I mean, I know Gary Busey to me is even more so than like a role like that. I actually don't know that many Gary Busey roles. I just know of Gary Busey as being just kind of an insane Hollywood star
Well,
with
this
really
was,
big
this,
teeth.
this was like
Yeah.
pre-insanity, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he was always
This
a little
is-
bit. He was pre-insane.
This is after Point Break,
Funky
Under
butt loving.
Siege.
Was
Let's
it
see.
late 90s?
That was mid-90s.
Mid-90s?
Mid, like early, maybe even early.
All right, when we get back, normally we catch up with Coach Jay Clark. I'm hoping to get in touch with him. I forgot to text him until just now. That's on me. So keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
CommunitySteelCo.com. CommunitySteelCo.com. You need steel needs. You need community steel. Okay? They don't look like community steel there. Tyler. Spartanburg.
You bum.
Tyler, you should head over to Gonzales if you need steel needs and go get your purlin, your tubing, your steel buildings, your sheet metal. It's right there on site. I tell you every day, you get the best prices because there's no middlemen. They go straight from the wholesaler to you. The best part, though, I believe, is the live and local sales team. Because you form relationships, they learn what makes your business tick, what you specifically need individually or, again, commercially. And that allows them to best serve you. CommunitySteelCo.com.
When you go to the site and you mention Gonzales, Louisiana, first off, you'll see that right there on the front of the homepage, but also go to the top right corner, click on Community Steel, show you where they're at in Gonzales, Louisiana. They're open already today. Go see them, 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening? Welcome in, OTB. It's Friday, 8:15. It is game day, meet day for LSU gymnastics. And, you know, we love gymnastics on this show. And we love having our guy, Coach Jay Clark, on every single Friday. What's up, Coach? How we feeling? Got to be pumped up to be back in the PMAC tonight.
Oh, we are, man. It's going to be a great day. Ticket sales have been brisk, to say the least. It's an early start for us. We're not really accustomed to a 5 o'clock start, so I'm hoping everybody can get off work a little bit early and get their kids out there to it. But should be a great matchup for us tonight.
Yeah, friendly if you have younger ones, right? I mean, they my mind always kind of fall asleep by the time we get to floor beam because they're just a little too little. But 5 p.m. start, ESPN 2, once again. Love seeing gymnastics on this stage. Last weekend, Coach, I'm sitting there in Superior having some margs, edge of my seat, watching the absolute battle that went down in Gainesville. And this is where the sport's a bit unique compared to some others that we cover here in that, yes, it ends up being a loss barely as Florida breaks that 198 threshold, but a pretty dominant road performance for your squad, Coach, 197.95. Give our listeners some context on how you how do you interpret a performance like last week?
Well, for us, it was a step forward. We were disappointed that we didn't get the win, obviously, but it was a step forward because it was absolutely the best road performance we had all year, and that was our primary objective, was to continue to see our growth and get a great road score that would help solidify us, in terms of postseason seeding, the pecking order, and that kind of thing. So it really, in large part, was a great step forward. On the other hand, we were disappointed, and we felt like we did enough that night to win. But as it goes in our sport, sometimes with the subjectivity, sometimes when you're on the road, you don't get the breaks, and so it was disappointing on one hand, but overall, I think it was a great step forward. I was so proud of the way the kids fought through some of the things that could have been distractions. It's easy to get distracted when you know you've performed well and didn't get the score you thought you earned.
Yeah.
But they continued to fight, and really that floor rotation that we put out there that night may be the best that I've ever seen 1 through 6 from any team ever in my 34 years. So it was an outstanding effort. I was proud of the strength and resiliency that they showed, and hopefully that bodes well for us as we get down the line, because things don't get easier; they get a lot tougher.
Yeah, and it was an intense environment as well to have to fight through there. And as you said, I think that can kind of, sometimes affect maybe some of the scoring, which is why everybody needs to get out to the PMAC tonight, make it intense for Alabama.
Absolutely.
Take down the Tide, make it crazy. Coach, one thing I was shocked to learn, I think it was a tweet maybe from LSU Sports, but Haley Bryant, the top all-around gymnast in the nation, now 6 weeks in a row. And it's funny because we just saw Joe Burrow come through, Heisman winner. We just saw Jaden Daniels come through, Heisman winner. You have a Burrow and Daniels and Haley Bryant, do you not?
Absolutely. And I think, even last year, she performed 64 routines last year, did the all-around in every single meet that we competed in, and across 4 events averaged a 9.92. And I think a lot of times nationwide she's gone a little bit unappreciated because she's so unassuming and humble and really doesn't do a lot to garner the spotlight other than just go out and do her job. And so she's unbelievable. She's one of the best ever to do it at the collegiate level. And just from a consistency standpoint, there's very few like her in terms of the mental approach. Not only the approach, but the exit after she's performed, how she comes back to earth and resets all the time. There's an art to that, and you really can't coach it. They're either born with it or they're not.
Coach, when you look at what you have coming up, the podium challenges next week, then you have Carolina before you get to the SEC championships, and so this is the last SEC meet where you only face an SEC team. What are some of the things that you want to see tonight, knowing that this is the last time before you get to the SEC championships to have that opportunity?
Well, in general, you've heard me say it a lot. We don't put a lot of emphasis on winning and losing, but I think tonight we want to win because we're still mathematically in the regular season championship situation for the SEC. We want to go out and perform at an extremely high level in front of our fans, continue to build our confidence, but we want to get a win in there tonight. And I think we need to do that just for our own confidence and momentum, and to kind of pick up a little steam, from last week, and then head downtown next week for the podium challenge and get our final good road score before we head into the postseason. And that's a road meet, by the way. That's why we do it. So we go a mile and a half down the road and get a road score. But that helps us a lot. So tonight's just about kind of picking up where we left off last week and continuing to take a step forward. We will be without Savannah Shanehair tonight. She had a little non-gymnastics related injury on our off day to her shoulder, and hopefully we'll get that calmed down. So we'll get a couple new faces out there tonight that'll get an opportunity to go. But if yesterday's practice was any indication, we're in a good spot.
So I was going to ask about the current form of the team. Obviously last week put up a very high score on the road, creating that own energy. You come out of that, you feel like a good week of practice followed up. The girls feel ready for tonight.
Yeah, I think we went through our practice regimen. Kind of, the way we do things is we try to get 3 training days in between competitions. And the first one back in the gym, we kind of call that knock the rust off day, where we're just kind of troubleshooting on things that we, it's a very light day. And then the second day is more a good solid work day. And then yesterday we run through all 4 events, one and done as a group, and make any final lineup decisions that we need to make. We call it kind of an inter squad or a scrimmage, or however you want to phrase it. And so that's kind of our pattern. We kind of come down after every meet and then gradually build back up to the next Friday. And I felt like this week was extremely effective. Yesterday's inter squad was outstanding top to bottom. They were very businesslike, very matter of fact, and that's a good sign. I love the fact that when we compete, we talk about combining intensity with joy. I want them loose. I want them having a good time, but I also want them to bring the fun a little bit. And it's it's a tough line to walk in between those. You don't want to get too loose to where you become distracted from the task at hand, but you also want to be fearless and free of mind. And that felt like yesterday was a great example of that, the way they went about their business. So hopefully that carries over to tonight, and we see the same kind of performance.
So how's that work in terms of determining who gets to go? Is it are y'all just doing some raw internal judging, and you're like, well, she had the higher score here, so we're going to play her tomorrow? Or is it a situation where it's like it's a combination of maybe overall season form, the belief you have in some people because you know what they've seen they've done in the past? Is it like how exactly do you come to these lineup decisions?
Yeah, I think you touched on a lot of it there. You know, we have a good sample size at this point of what everybody has done and is doing. Sometimes it's to get somebody an opportunity that hadn't been out there yet, if they've earned it. And also, if we've got some little ticky-tack injuries, aches and pains, we might want to pull somebody out. You know, so there's a lot of factors that go into it. Consistency is certainly a big part of it. So I'll go with somebody that's a lot more consistent than somebody else who has a higher scoring upside, because the idea is to hit first. And so, you know, all those things go into account. We have a discussion as a staff. The event coaches certainly give me their preference on what they want their event to look like, and then I'll make the final decisions on who's in and who's not. But fortunately, we've had a lot of options this year where we could move some things around and have done so to the best of our ability. You know, I do think there's a few kids on the team that need to step up more still. You know, we don't want them to get complacent just because we're getting to the end, and they haven't been in as much as maybe they would like. And that's a challenge to stay mentally sharp, because, as you know, in any sport, your number can be called at any moment. And you know, Savannah's a case of yesterday or Wednesday on an off day. And that forces somebody else into that spot immediately who might not have thought they were going to go this weekend. So anything can happen, and I keep challenging everybody to stay ready.
Coach, last one before we let you go. I mean, this is going to be back-to-back weeks where you're on ESPN2, and this is going to be nationally televised. And just, you've been in this game a very long time. Like, to see the continued growth and to see a sold-out PMAC. I know that, like, it's happened a bunch of years in a row here at LSU, but I can't imagine that gets old, seeing the growth of this game.
No, it's tremendous. I can remember, you know, back in the days when I was at Georgia, when we were, you know, loading up a balance beam on a Wednesday to go to an elementary school to do an exhibition and give out coupons and trying to get as many people into the Stegman Coliseum. And then even here, you know, when Dee Dee was doing it, she was at Winn-Dixie giving out coupons years ago. And you know, certainly the strategies have gotten less rudimentary. Resources have grown in terms of marketing and promotions. But to see where it was 30 years ago when I got started in this thing, and to see where it is now, it's incredibly rewarding. And to have been along on those rides and been a part of and watched a lot of battles fought and seen where our sport has come, it's tremendous. And but that doesn't. We've got to stay on top of it, because it can go as quickly as it comes, and we've got to, as an organization nationally, we've got to have a little more vision about where we want it to go, and not get complacent and think that we've arrived, because we have not, and we've got to continue to grow.
And the Tigers are at the forefront of that growth. Back-to-back weeks, ESPN2, go pack out the PMAC, 5 p.m., okay? Beautiful. You can pick up from school and head straight over, get on campus, enjoy the nice weather. Let's go, 5 p.m., pack it out tonight. Coach Clark, best of luck. I unfortunately can't be in the number of the stadium tonight. I'll be watching on TV, though. I'm hyped. And, best of luck to you and the squad.
Yeah, but I hear your buddy Matt Flynn's bringing his whole family tonight, so that ought to be an education for him too.
A little national champion luck there in the stands.
Yeah, let's hope so.
In the old QB1. So you have a great night, Coach. And thank you for sending these supportive texts after I talked about my son eating potting soil.
Absolutely, man. We all go through it, man. I ate dirt. I turned out all right.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what he said. He said just building his immune system, dude. We're good to go.
Yeah, that's right, man. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great day.
All right, you too, Coach. Good luck tonight, man. Dude, I'm so fired up for tonight. I was serious. It's so funny how many people were locked in at Superior last week. It's so crazy, the growth of the sport, drinking margs and everything.
So last week, we were at Izzo's, and it was kind of cool. So the gymnastics meet was on the TVs, and there was probably like 4 or 5 families that were eating dinner, but they were locked into the meet.
Yeah.
And then the meet finished, and they all got up immediately and left.
Yeah.
Like they were staying there locked in to watch the meet.
And it was a good one. I mean, again, it came down to the very end. Credit to Florida. But look, this happens. This is why you need to pack it out tonight, because they had a little bit of that home juice. Like they got a little bit of subjective juice, because it's impossible, I think, to be a judge and not get fired up when you hear 15,000 people going insane versus where when you're the visiting team, it's such a hard thing to try to get your energy up because nobody's being disrespectful. It's not like maybe other sports where you're like booing, but the most you're going to get is a smattering, golf claps. Like the biggest reaction that an away crowd is going to give you is just a supportive one if you screw up. Like, if you do great, you're basically just going to hear crickets. It's just going to be the homies cheering for you.
You step off the beam and like early, and then you get back on, and then they're like,
yes, and that's when everybody supports you. But otherwise, like if you kick ass, you're just hearing crickets, and that's like a very odd dynamic.
T-Bob, I wish I was going tonight, dude.
I love that too.
Love the sound of being able to hear a pin drop when there's like 100,000 people like screaming at you and you score.
It's the absolute best, dude.
I tell you, it's electric in there, dude. I mean, I've seen women's games, men's games, whatever. I think the most electric it's ever been. I went a couple years ago. It was LSU and Florida. It was a top 5 matchup. Like, don't think there was an empty seat. Like, people were going nuts.
Well, it's because, too, any sport that builds up to a singular moment, right? And for the layman, as we watch, I'm not noticing on a lot of times, like, the foibles that are maybe taking place in these smaller parts of the routine. But any of us can grasp, did you land that big stunt that you just went for? And when you see him stick it, it just gets freaking hype, dude. So go check it out, 5 p.m. today. Also check out the MMR company if you're looking to ignite your career. You can join MMR, which is the largest privately owned electrical and instrumentation contractor in the entire nation, y'all. And we love it because they're headquartered right here in Baton Rouge still, okay? Now, they got offices all over the globe. So when you work with MMR, who knows where your adventures will take you. And right now, they're seeking talented individuals to join the team. And they offer a tailored path for both professional and personal development. You couple that with outstanding benefits, a dynamic culture, and MMR is for you. Whether you're a student seeking an internship, a seasoned pro, or maybe you're just beginning your career, there's a variety of positions, y'all. So build your future with MMR. Apply now to mmrgrp.com. Other things I want to get to this hour. Do you believe in space? Just the concept of space, of a round earth, of space, of an earth that rotates around the sun. Because there was a player at the combine yesterday who probably in an ill-advised manner put it out there that he very much does not believe in the concept of space. So let's debate it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Any area code, 888-8888. And you're going to get taken care of. Gordon McKernan, injury attorney, is going to fight for you against big insurance companies. Don't let them lean on you and take advantage of you. Take advantage of them. Get real results. And if you go on the website, you can see that. If you go on their social media, at Get Gordon, you can see those testimonials. You can also see a lot of the great initiatives that they have going on throughout the community constantly. It's one of the cooler parts of the G team. It's not just about supporting these young athletes and letting them benefit off of their talents, but it's also about promoting causes that they are passionate about and giving back to the community, because that's what they do at Gordon McKernan. Get Gordon, get it done today.
You can set up the free consultation on the website, getgordon.com. Like T-Bob said, you can find past client results. You can also see the cases that they can handle for you in the courtroom. At Get Gordon is the handle on social media. The number, your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $17,500 off new 23 1500 Bighorn trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $17,500 off new Ram 1500 trucks. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. So, do you believe in space? Texas Tech safety Tyler Owens does not. I'm going to apologize for a bit of the sound. You may have to turn your sound up or listen very closely because this is recorded off a cell phone mic. He's standing in front of a mic, but the audio is not actually jacked into the mic. So it's a bit hard to hear. But here's an exchange that took place yesterday at the Combine with a player that is actively trying to shape his future and make an NFL team.
You're discussing that you don't believe in.
Nah, I don't believe in space. I'm real religious, so I think we're in the wrong right now. I don't think there's other planets and stuff like that. I don't know.
What led you to that point to believe that?
I thought you should believe the heliocentric thing, we used to revolve around the sun and stuff, but then I started seeing flat Earth stuff, and I was that was kind of interesting, and they start bringing up valid points. So, I don't know. Could be real good. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome, man. You guys are discussing.
So
the guy says, "Awesome, man," knowing he's just entrapped him
Yeah.
into the dumbest possible soundbite that he could possibly have.
Yeah, if you
that's the end of the interview right there. Thanks, bud.
I do love the quote. I don't believe in space. It's just in general.
It's like, what do you think we are?
Planets, all of it. Nah, fam.
By the way, he might run the fastest 40 at the Combine. So
he better hope he runs the fastest 40.
Teams aren't going to care.
You better hope he runs. So, yeah, you really don't think that? Because I think this would actually be a literal draft hit to me.
No, because you can go out there and run a 4.31.
Damn.
Tom Fornelli on Twitter said, when you think about it, a defender's job is to ultimately eliminate space. So I actually like the answer.
Fair. Okay. We can take it a step further. I need my DB to care about one thing, right? And that's shutting down the opposing wide receiver. I don't need any distractions.
Nope.
I don't need him thinking about Mars or the Curiosity rover or whether or not Pluto's a planet. I don't need to think about whether or not Pluto's like if you just don't believe in space, it actually does. It's kind of, you can really focus on the task at hand. It narrows your focus in a lot of ways.
Like Jake was saying, like, yeah, you're supposed to eliminate space, which I agree with, but at the same time, it could be a detriment because the coach is like, hey, you got to close in the gap, get rid of that space. He's like, what space? Don't believe in it. I don't know what you're talking about. So it's a little bit double-edged right there.
He doesn't believe in space, so he's going to be right there. Exactly.
He
no
hit
space needed.
All of the flat earther classics, which are throw in a big word, right? He said heliocentric. Trying to be like,
You said I used to believe in the heliocentric, like we revolve around the sun and everything.
Yeah, right. So you throw in a big word to try and make you sound, give you some legitimacy, and then it's the classic like, we can't prove it, or I don't know, even though it is proven beyond a shadow of doubt, but like you just don't know. I've never seen it, right?
Also, the classic, they make valid points, so you don't say any of the points.
So I went looking for valid points after this. And, well, to be clear, there's no real consensus amongst flat earthers themselves as to how stuff worked. But at least it works. At least one of the leading theories of the flat earthers are that the Earth is a flat disk where the Arctic Circle is in the center and Antarctica is a giant 150-foot ice wall around the rim of the Earth.
Like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Wall,
and then
whatever.
the ice wall keeps people from climbing over and falling off the disc.
So why have we never been to this ice wall?
Well, we have, but they are keeping you from it. They don't want you to know that it's there.
Where are you reading this?
I was at my
Flat
Google.
Earth Society.
My freaking algorithm is going. I just gave it dumb AIDS. By Googling flat Earth stuff.
I was about to say, I don't know where it was published, but that was written by Kyrie Irving.
They say that gravity is an illusion, and that objects do not actually accelerate downward. Rather, the disk of the Earth accelerates upward at 32 feet per second. How's it driven? It's driven by the mysterious dark energy.
Yeah, if we were rotating, then why don't I feel like I'm rotating right now?
Yeah, explain that.
Actually, I kind of do.
Einstein? What? Oh,
I actually kind of do feel like
you're
I'm rotating.
The craziest thing about this dude is I actually know smart people that entertain this stuff. I have a good friend who, and there was always an element of absurdism mixed in it. Like, I don't think he ever fully believed, but there was a little too much willingness to engage that it was disconcerting to me. He's all about donut Earth theory.
Wait, like a hole in the middle?
Yes.
Enlighten me on the donut.
I tried Googling donut Earth theory this morning, and it was so mind-numbingly dumb. I started to bleed out of my ears. I had to lay on the ground.
Yeah.
I had to lay on the ground because I already wasn't feeling well. I started reading about donut. I had to lay on the ground for a little bit in the fetal position to feel better.
So how did they come to because like you mentioned the flat earthers, how did the donut theory be like, no, it's not flat, it's hollow in the middle?
Can't remember.
Okay.
And they just have a very fancy scientific word for what the actual shape of a donut is. It's like, it's whatever. It's like a smart sounding word. And so that's how they seem to give it legitimacy. I don't know, man. The people that the fact that people can believe that the Earth is actually flat is proof that you should just never argue with anyone on the internet, right? Like if you can believe that with all the evidence, all the science, all the experiments, all the everything that we have, then you can't convince people of anything.
It's like when a company comes out and they're like, that's not our logo. What's it called? The Mandela effect. I saw something the other day and it was Fruit of the Loom. And somebody's like, I know that Fruit of the Loom used to have a cornucopia holding their fruit on their logo. And like Fruit of the Loom came out. They were like, here's our.
Loom never had a cornucopia?
Apparently not. And they said, here's our logo throughout time. And
I thought they did.
None of the,
they did.
Fruit of the Loom came out and they're like, here's our logo.
Was it a basket of
None
fruit?
of the logo. No basket, no nothing.
Multiple fruits, though.
Oh, yeah, like grapes, all that, but just weren't in a basket. Well, then somebody goes, well, I found this shirt in my closet. It has a cornucopia. Why are you lying to us? And then Fruit of the Loom came out again, and they're like, this was a doctored photo, and they sent them the exact article. They're like, this was made whenever. This is not from your closet. We have this exact photo. And then people started going off and being like, well, this is a government conspiracy. They're changing logos to see how much they can get away with without the public knowing. They're trying to and it just went off the rails.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. No, yeah.
How did you fall into a Fruit of the Loom
I literally
debate?
was scrolling through TikTok and I saw the video. And so I watched it. And I was like, what is this?
God, the Chinese really have screwed us with TikTok.
That's what I'm saying. You were talking about your algorithm.
They are melting our brain with TikTok.
You're talking about your algorithm.
It's all part of the plan.
I never have really either, but everything is driven by TikTok.
I sat there for
I don't
15
TikTok.
minutes and just like Mandela effects.
Yep.
I did. So like that's all I'm going to have on my TikTok now.
I've never TikToked because of China.
I think, I'm not really that worried about the Chinese aspect, like whatever. I just mean more like I've heard that in China,
They show
control
smart
the algorithm.
videos.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. They show the algorithm to like encourage kids and like academics and like achievement.
And they want our kids to be stupid.
Yes, yes. And that's annoying me.
Yeah. They just want to demoralize our society.
Yeah. Well, morals, we were probably doing an okay job ourselves.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
Agreed.
But yeah, they just want to make us dumb as hell.
Yeah.
It's pissing me off, dude. We got people out here arguing about Fruit of the Loom logos.
Like on that point though, on the Mandela effect, that's one that I don't really buy. Like I don't really buy the Mandela effect because your brain can convince you that you remembered something differently than it actually happened.
Well, that's the point, right? Isn't the Mandela effect just saying that there are things where like we convince ourselves as a society that they're true?
Yeah, but the whole idea is that like somebody's trying to trick us.
Oh,
and
well, if you extend it
really,
to that,
if anybody's trying to trick you,
No,
it's your
that's
own
what I'm saying.
brain.
They were going down the whole of
I've
saying.
never extended to that level. I've always thought of the Mandela effect as just being like one of those funny moments where we all believe something like, oh yeah, this is how it was, and then we're like, oh my god, it actually wasn't. That's crazy.
No, so well that's what it should be, but no, that's what I was saying. Like the whole this guy went down was like the Mandela effect is a government experiment. They want to see if they can change little things without people know it, and then they're going to continuously change bigger things and bigger to see how far they can push the envelope. And I'm like, I just have a hard time believing that.
Yeah, government does crazy stuff, but like, I don't know, dude. I don't think Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah, I don't think the cornucopia is where they're like, we're going to get them on this
or
one.
like Berenstain Bears or whatever.
Do you even MK Ultra? Why don't you educate yourself, guys? That answer from Tyler Owens was so dumb, though, it made me question Texas Tech. As to whether or not they should be an accredited. Yes, whether or not they should be
what classes did he take?
Not the tumbleweeds going around the whole town.
My last fantasy is that they have an NFL GM who's secretly a flat earther, but has never felt empowered to really lean into his beliefs, and now he's just going to start banging on the table for drafting Owens.
He's not an
Did
NFL.
you see that 40 times? And he's going to get Owens in there, and he's only going to want to talk about flat Earth.
He's not an owner anymore, but Dan Snyder seems like the type that would have been a flat earther.
Snyder could have definitely been up there. I wonder who would be the biggest, the most susceptible.
Wait, the most to be a flat earther?
No. Mike McDaniel's too intelligent.
You don't think so?
Wait, coach or owner?
Owner.
Oh, owner.
Or coach. Or actually, because we know more about coaches, so maybe coach.
Jim Harbaugh.
I can see Dan Campbell.
Jim Harbaugh. He's a little quirky. He's a great coach. He's a little quirky. He does things a little bit differently. Like I could see him maybe being that guy.
Like, we just don't know. I just put it in God's hands.
Exactly.
No, he's too religious to believe.
That is true. I was just thinking like personality wise. Like,
bro, even the Greeks figured out we were living on a globe thousands of years ago using the stars. They figured out the circumference of the earth. Come on, man.
How triggered do these people get when they see like the Universal Studios logo? That's not what it looks like.
I don't think you'd be able to like fly a plane if the earth was flat.
I've been propping my leg on this thing for years under the table. And it
finally gave in.
Oh, dang.
That used to be, so like when I used to sit over there, that was my best friend, that table.
Well, it was my best friend too, and now I killed her.
Well, you suck because you broke it.
Coming up next, more OTB.
No.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Do you want to say something on Flat Earth?
Go ahead.
Coleman Roofing and Construction. Most complete, reliable, and respected roofing company. Imagine this table was your home, okay? And your roof just broke. You got water damage on the inside. Your drywall's effed. Well, Coleman, they do it all, okay? Commercial, residential, size of project, doesn't matter. Type of roof, doesn't matter. They got certified installers for everything. And again, not only do they fix the roof, but they also fix the interior. So check them out today. Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com.
Go to the website and see what they can do for you, commercial, residential, but also those construction services that we tell you about, outdoor kitchens, remodels, renovations, home additions. They can do that for you as well, and it's throughout the state of Louisiana. So once you go to ColemanRoof.com, you'll see Gonzales, Baton Rouge, Madisonville, Houma, Lafayette. You'll see all the different numbers there to call to set everything up today. Go to ColemanRoof.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It was a humid day. Barefoot children play. Looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Some kind of hold on me, like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It's a valuable thing. You watch it fly by as a pendulum swings. Watch as it
Down to the end of the day, the clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window.
That's what I was like.
Didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside and even though
Lincoln Park of a time, but I liked it.
I love Lincoln Park.
I still listen to Lincoln Park.
I don't know that I don't know that I have any interest to casually listen to Lincoln Park anymore, but again, I loved it. I loved it back in the day.
Let me back up. There are a lot of their songs are on like my gym playlist
Yeah, I
and
can
stuff
see that.
like
I
that.
can see
That's
that.
what I mean.
I can see that. It's still not. It's not for me personally in the gym either, but it's I loved it. Again, I loved it growing up.
Not many people are listening to Grit and Glory in the gym either.
I'm not listening to Grit and Glory in the gym. If anything, my gym music, Danny put me on him. I listen to Suicide Boys if I'm listening to music in the gym. But I generally don't listen to music in the gym because I'm doing classes normally. How about this? I think I'm going through menopause. Because I think I am. The last 2 days I've had such
I don't know
funny,
what you identify as. So
I've had such funny workout experiences where there's this like body extreme class, right? And that's like a little CrossFit. It's like a great functional movement. I love it. It's a good class. But they were full. I couldn't get in. So Wednesday night I did Fit Beats. Told you about that. That was me and a bunch of old white women like really dancing. It was great. It was awesome. I don't mean old. Wonderful women.
Yeah, chill out that old talk.
Right.
It was awesome. So much fun. And then last night I did a little Pure Bar to some music. And then at both times I immediately went home and read my Romantices. Now I'm on Court of Mist and Fury.
You
but
might be going through menopause.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm literally going to middle-aged white women workouts and then immediately following up by reading female fantasy.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying Sarah J. Maas and the Court series for sure. I also started listening to Fourth Wing. It's cool, but there's just psychopaths everywhere, dude. I don't know if I'm into that as much, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I apologize last two segments because I can't give you anything. I don't care about space and I don't read.
What? So you're like Tyler Owen. You don't believe in space. You don't care about.
I
space.
believe in it. I know it's real. I just don't care. I just care about Earth.
Wait, you don't care about space at all?
No.
What?
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction. So check it out, guys. This is a new advertiser here on Off the Bench. We had a meeting with Pinnacle the other day, and they are going to blow you away. If you have been flirting with the idea of a pool, just understand. Well, actually, I don't think you understand how great what Pinnacle offers can be for you. And look, if it's a residential pool, commercial pool, they do it all, right? A custom job, they do it all. But I want to talk to you about the spec pools. These are great. They fit a variety of different environments. You go in, there's kind of silos, you choose your style you want. So there's ways to customize within the spec. And then in just 2 weeks, you got a pool. How about that? Pull the trigger. In just 2 weeks, you got a pool. Summer's around the corner. Take your home and backyard to the next level with Pinnacle Exterior Construction. Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Friday, March 1st. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 71. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll talk some New Orleans Saints, and we'll discuss a new sporting event that popped up in the state of Florida. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch them in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Hour number 3, kick it off. Unfortunately, no ribs here today, so no champagne. Bums me out.
She let me down today.
But I cannot promise any more focus out of the hour. So we will talk about Marcus May. We need to get in some Saints. So I'm not saying there will be no sports talk. But again, you know how it is. Friday, last hour of the show, we tend to just talk about whatever the hell we want, which is why I want to bring up the first annual Florida Man Games. So Taylor linked this yesterday. This went down in Florida. They had an actual competition called the Florida Man Games, and it consisted of, what were the events? There was like a running from the cops event.
Yeah.
With actual police officers, correct?
Yeah, actual police officers would chase you. Let me pull up their official website. They have it right here, what they actually competed in. It was impressive. I believe there was a mullet competition as well. This is a real thing. So I was at the gym this weekend, and it was like USA Today, or it was some national news show, and they're like, the first annual Florida Man Games. And I'm like, what in the absolute hell am I watching? It's incredible.
They interviewed one of the winners. He was like, man, y'all calling this a Florida Man Games for me? This is just Tuesday. I was like, hell yeah, that's the energy that we're looking for. It does beg the question, though. If we had a Louisiana Man's Game, what would they consist of? What would the events be? Taylor has compiled a list, and I think he's done quite a good job here. He says that one of them would be a crawfish peeling contest. Absolutely. Think about it. There's no bigger, like, do y'all do that when you eat crawfish with people? You kind of, you're just chilling, enjoying it a lot of times, but you almost subconsciously trying to flex on each other, seeing who can make that pile bigger faster.
Yeah, you don't have like an outward competition, but you're kind of eyeballing each other's
Yeah,
pile.
I ain't sitting there. I ain't sitting there like slowly picking each tail and getting the meat out. Nah, we're like crack, and then we on to the next.
So Louisiana Congressman Garrett Graves and Troy Carter,
Yeah.
they do a crawfish peeling contest.
Oh, no way. Who won?
I think Troy Carter won the last one.
Got him, dude.
Yeah.
Got him, dude. Suck it, Graves.
That was T-Bob Hebert's opinion.
Don't suck at Garrett Graves.
I'm talking about the crawfish, guys. What are y'all talking about? You're eating crawfish.
Oh, the head?
You don't think Garrett Graves sucks the head?
He does.
Yeah, exactly. He better. I'm not voting for any politician if they don't suck the head. Bottom line.
Yeah.
I'm a big. I still think the best way to do it when you suck the head is to just completely crush the body in your hand, and you just maximize your salt and juice intake. Taylor has lawnmower races here. Yeah.
Yeah, that would play.
Right? As much as we have to cut our grass down here.
But if we're only going to do one race, I think a P-row race would be.
If we're only
if you
doing
look
one.
down the list, it is also on there.
I don't have it pulled up. Sorry.
P-row race is on the list.
Okay, there we go. And I like having a land-based and an aquatic race.
Sure.
I think we can do both.
Someone
an airboat race would be good too.
Airboat race would be intense, dude.
Yeah.
What a P-row is?
Yeah.
It's just a little boat that you get around in the bayou on.
Okay.
Just like a little easy to kind of pull along, paddle along, whatever boat. Back in the day, I think it's how people used to get around quite a bit for travel.
Like a little canoe?
I mean, it's not shaped like a canoe,
It's
right?
shaped like a
But I mean, essentially the same, like achieving the same function,
Okay.
I would say. And granted, look, I'm probably not the best person to be the final end all be all on what is a P-row, but that's my understanding. Gator wrangling, yes, but also that feels kind of Florida. I mean, I guess things are allowed to have similar events, but I feel like gator wrangling will be there. Taylor's got a gumbo cook-off in there, absolutely. Chicken and sausage. If you ever want me to judge your gumbo competition, hit me up. I am always open. And crawfish, but especially gumbo. That's probably my favorite food competition to judge because you get some real creative stuff. But
I feel like there's got to be, I mean, it's South Louisiana as well, but like North Louisiana, there's got to be some kind of a fishing tournament involved here some way, somehow.
Yeah. I mean, a classic bass tournament. I mean, it's what
being
North Louisiana is
from your
known
time up
for.
in 318.
Yeah, I thought fishing tournament. I was like, you could probably combine that with the gator some kind of way and just make a big thing out of it.
What would be something more redneck North Louisiana than just a traditional fishing tournament?
Noodling.
Because
you stick your arm under there?
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, maybe a noodling competition is getting closer. Because like the Florida Man Games there has to be an element of some absurdity, and even maybe actually the gumbo cook-off doesn't work in that regard.
I have the list of the Florida Man Games.
Okay, what do we got?
You're gonna love the first one. Eat the butt challenge. So just
see, that's what I'm saying. That's the energy.
So what it
that's
is
the
like,
energy we need right there.
It's to see who can eat their pork butt platter fastest.
Yeah.
The weaponized pool noodle mud duel.
Okay,
So
hell yeah,
that's
dude. Who doesn't love fighting with pool noodles?
We got the evading arrest obstacle course. So jump over fences, through backyards, and away from actual police officers to earn your freedom. So you're literally being chased by a cop through like a backyard, and whoever gets away and does it fastest wins. Category 5 cash grab. So you stand in one of the little cash dispensers, like in the little glass, and they shoot up the cash.
Yeah, a little hurricane thing.
This is the best one. A catalytic converter, 2 bikes, and a handful of copper pipes. So you're on a bike. You got to hold the catalytic converter and copper pipes. And, you're just racing and see who can get done in the fastest time.
Okay, we got our games are not nearly
That is
degen
actually
enough.
hilarious.
Our games are not
for
degen
sure.
enough.
And
We
then,
got to make them worse.
The sumo, there's a sumo wrestling, but you wear like
What about
inflatables. And that's it.
I like your dip spitting contest idea here.
Yeah, that's for distance.
Yeah,
that's
whether
gonna be
it's
for
a
distance.
cheer or
yeah.
a dip, no zen allowed though. No church dips. You gotta have a real chaw in there.
You gotta have like a chew, like a Levi Garrett.
Yes. Yeah. We go chew or dip. I'm fine with either one.
Yeah.
They still sell Red Man?
Yeah, bro, for sure. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't we see like 6 bags of Redmond in Nick Saban's car the other
You
day?
can get
in that
Red
video
Man
with
in like
the recruit.
in like the can or the bag. I'm pretty sure.
Nick Saban had, what is it, a Lamborghini or a Ferrari? Which one does he have the dealership for? He has either a Lambo or a Ferrari, and he was showing it to recruit a couple months back. And in the video, you see a styrofoam cup and like 6 bags of Red Man in the door, which that is some alpha redneck stuff, right? That's some alpha West Virginia stuff. Nick Saban's true West Virginia roots showing. I like the fried fruit frenzy, but it would be a fried seafood platter, right?
Yeah. It's an eating competition,
frenzy.
but I came up with that one. You like it? I can tell you do.
But I mean, what are we putting on the plate? Catfish, shrimp, hush puppies,
fried oysters,
frog legs,
for sure.
You got to see who can take down the most pounds of each.
What about like who makes the best meth? Like a meth contest.
That seems
that's parish contained a little bit.
That seems a little more Florida man.
You think so?
To me, I'm trying to think about a specific Louisiana. Oh, bro, what are we talking about? A car window smashing competition.
Oh, yeah. I thought about
that.
How quickly can you bip and get in?
Or like jacking cars, too.
Yeah. No, how quickly can you break the window, get the valuables out, and get out of there?
Yeah.
That would definitely play.
People were talking about a driving competition. I put the dodging potholes competition.
Yeah.
We have the worst roads in America. You could get on the road, see how many you can avoid. It's like a little driving obstacle course.
Make a racetrack that emulates the roads in Lakeview, and see who can best navigate it. That's a great one. You have Tractor Bash on here, like a demolition derby tractor bash.
Tractors for sure.
That would be tight. That feels very dangerous.
Well,
I mean, demolition derbies in general, I guess, are pretty
not
dangerous, but you're dying in the tractor dash.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt C says Louisiana has a huge meth problem, so maybe so.
Well, everybody from, me being from Livingston Parish, everybody makes the meth joke to me all the time. But, yeah, it's apparently a thing.
Oyster shucking. Definitely got to be in the Louisiana games.
I thought about that, but I was like...
It's not DJing enough, but it's a good competition.
Yeah.
And he got us as a crab contest. You can empty and rebait crab traps the fastest. I'm not opposed to that. Lifted truck competition. That sounds kind of like LP a bit.
LP,
there.
we're sweeping that one.
Did you lift it?
Brian LaPlace, T-Bob, what's your favorite spot for great gumbo? I don't know that I have a restaurant gumbo that I love. I think there's a lot of solid restaurant gumbo out there, but I never. Sometimes I might be at a restaurant and be like, I want to start with a cup of gumbo, but I'm not like, ooh, I'm going here so I can get some chicken and sausage. Generally, it's always.
You don't like seafood gumbo?
My gumbo. I like seafood gumbo all right. I don't dislike it. Like I will eat seafood gumbo, but I'll take chicken and sausage 10 times out of 10 over seafood gumbo. Do y'all have like a restaurant gumbo that you actively crave to the point where you would go there just for that?
I would say no, but I don't order gumbo a lot at restaurants. I mean, the ones I've had are really good.
Yeah.
But mostly around here, like you said, it's more seafood gumbo based is what I think.
I just like
Welcome's has duck in their gumbo. I like that.
It's probably great. It just feels like gumbo is one of those things where the best gumbo is the one that you or your mom's or your grandma or whoever makes, and your dad, your grandpa, whatever, that whoever makes it, that's what you tend to be most kind of into. So there you go. I still feel like we don't have a good North Louisiana portion of the competition yet.
The meth.
I think that's more prevalent down here.
Yeah, maybe that's more middle of the state. I suppose. We got to figure out. I mean, Jake, you're a 3-1 great representative. Besides,
but also like I'm the person that says like I've lived in Baton Rouge and Shreveport about the same amount of time in each, and they're not as different as people think that they are.
Okay, so you're saying that all of these competitions didn't apply to the 318.
But it would involve like bass fishing, like you said. If we had like a specific, because there's not a lot of just fresh water here. Like think about like if you want to go freshwater fishing here, like you got to drive a bit. Where up in North Louisiana, certainly Northwest, where you and I, spend a lot of time.
Yeah,
it's like every direction.
Yeah,
Toledo Bend, Bistineau, Cross Lake, Caddo.
Okay, yeah, here we go. I like this from me. Got her a baiting competition. Who can bait a hook the fastest? I'm into that. Less of a traditional fishing contest, but who can get you ready to fish the quickest? Like a little quick draw. You start with your hands on the table. It's like when they do those cup stacking competitions. You start with your hands on the table and you got to go ahead and get it done. That'd actually be pretty tight.
PCP said for North Louisiana, worst Cowboys fans. Joke's on you. Taylor's a Cowboys fan. He's from right here, and I'm not, and I'm from there.
But I'm also. This is not being biased. This is realistic. This is accurate. I'm the best Cowboys fan. I'm not obnoxious about it. I'm not unrealistic. I don't have unrealistic expectations for my team. I'm also not a bandwagon Cowboys fan. I'm the best Cowboys fan.
Shut the hell up, Taylor.
Spoken like a true Cowboys fan.
Yeah. What are you talking about, you clown? You can't call yourself the best Cowboys fan, and like surely you realize that makes you the worst Cowboys fan because you think you're the best just like the Cowboys do. But you're not, okay? You don't even like your good players.
You have no respect for the heroes of the past. You have no respect for Deion Sanders. You're happy that Tyron Smith is finally going to be moving on.
No, they should. I love Tyron Smith. I didn't see Deion play
You
with the
hate
Cowboys.
Dak Prescott.
I do hate Dak Prescott.
Just going to let that sit. Just sit right there.
Yeah, it's fun.
Alondra, how are you feeling? Are you getting more and more hungover by the segment?
Yes.
Such a bad feeling.
Yeah.
Such an awful.
Like I was
awful
doing
feeling.
fine, and then now it's like, okay, I want this show to be over. Love y'all, but
well, at least Jake made the shrewd decision of putting on the Phantom Menace for the remainder of the show on the right television.
I thought I was doing you a favor.
Yeah, that's what I said. So we can engage in some of the greatest cinema of our times as we finish out.
I got
the
Bar
program today.
Rescue on the left, Phantom Menace on the right.
Hell yeah!
I figured like that was the best combo because if I see one more Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams conversation, I'm going to throw something through the TV.
Well, we're still early on.
I know.
We got a lot of time to go. Ooh, cow tipping? Says my guy Chase Claymal. That could be a great one, dude. I remember going cow tipping back in college. That's a good statewide one there as well.
Yeah.
That plays throughout top to bottom for sure. All right. When we get back, let's get to some of the actual Saints news that we did not talk about earlier in the show. We can touch on LSU women's basketball smash in Georgia. And I'm going to make y'all listen to maybe one of the worst national anthems you've ever heard in your entire life that was sung at an actual NBA game. So keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com, All-Star Family. Join All-Star Toyota, okay, today. New, used, leasing, whatever the case may be, All-Star has an answer for you. That's the thing I like, answers, right? Whatever your needs are. Why does my hair look like a toupee right now? It's fake in that screen. You know what's not fake? Customer service over there at All-Star because they treat you the right way. So you bring your car in to get serviced, you bring it into the body shop, all makes and models welcome. They text you the process. You get free professional estimates. Go check them out today, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
And when you go to the website, click on the rental department because spring break is coming up. So everybody's going to be taking a trip more than likely, and you're going to need something maybe a little bit bigger, maybe better on gas mileage. Whatever the case might be, they're going to have you covered because the full fleet is available in everything they do over at All-Star, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink, or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Is Qui-Gon at fault for training Anakin, despite the fact that the council said he was too old? I don't know.
Who's too old?
Anakin.
Anakin, and this was considered too old?
Too old to begin his training. Usually younglings are brought in at a younger age. Then I guess he's like 10 or 11 here.
Yeah, what's that little kid doing now?
Star Wars kind of ruined his life.
Oh.
Jake, what's his name? Because I think it's gotten to a slightly more healthy place, but it turns out being 11 years old and being subjected to early internet anger from a bunch of like insane Star Wars nerds is just really tough to have to grow up and deal with, which I can absolutely empathize and understand. So, yeah, I feel for a guy. Like it's not, if you hated the movies, it's not his fault that they were what they were, but the early internet had no problem just like
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, just crapping on him constantly. And I'm like, bro, that's my boy from Jingle All the Way. Back off my guy, dog.
Oh, that is him.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Yeah.
He's not a kid anymore. But
Matt C., I don't trust anything T-Bup says about Star Wars. Well, we've talked a lot about intelligence tests on the show today. You're no better than old boy that doesn't believe in space. You're an idiot.
Dude hadn't done anything since 2002.
No, bro, it ruined his life. It made him quit acting. It messed him up bad. Again, I think it started to come back around a little bit now, as everybody has on the prequels. But I guess Qui-Gon's real problem. That's why they call it. You should watch Dave Filoni's 5-minute piece on why they call it Duel of the Fates when Qui-Gon and Darth Maul are fighting. Essentially, because Qui-Gon's kind of like the father that Anakin never had, and where he loses him. Whereas Obi-Wan's more of like a brother. Yeah, I agree with Razor. If Qui-Gon wouldn't have fallen, the Duel of Fates, and Anakin would not have fallen. Big Bro raised him, not a father figure. There you go. Yeah, me and Razor both saw Filoni break it down. All right. Got a couple videos to go through here with some audio. First, let's start with the buzzer beater. Taylor, set me up here. So what are these stories between these two teams that we're about to watch?
Well, one's from 318. That's Jake's area. And then my alma mater, Walker High School. So Walker's up by 2.
Yeah.
With 4 seconds to go.
Yo, Walker, what round is this?
Real quick, is this the game that Parkway had to start with a technical foul because they wore jerseys that said Sobo?
It may have been.
Okay.
It may have been. But
so they didn't. So apparently there's a rule, like if you don't wear your team's name on your jersey. So they had Sobo for South Bossier, and they had to start the game. Walker got technical foul shots because of it.
That's so stupid. Wow.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So Walker's up 2. 4.
What round is this?
This is the semifinal.
Okay. This is a go to state.
Yeah, so 4.2 seconds left. Walker's up 63-61. Walker's at the line shooting 2 free throws.
Yes.
So they sink both of those. You almost essentially ice the game.
No, barring a 4-point play foul, you do.
They miss them both.
Yeah. Yeah, and here's what it looks like. We pick up as the second free throw is being missed. So you've already missed one, and here is a shot that would have put you at least up by 3, where the worst thing that could happen is overtime.
She missed both. Larry bringing it up. 1 second from half court. Good! Good! Good!
Because, I mean, this is not, I mean, actually, maybe it is because it's getting the playoffs. Like, maybe they do have the court mics rocking. We were talking about those the other day with the squeaks and everything. But, bruh, that rip, play it one more time. That rip of the net is one of the sweetest you'll ever hear.
She missed both. Larry bringing it up. 1 second from half court. Good! Good!
And this is a Parkway team that's replacing Michaela Williams, who's a star at LSU.
Yeah.
Right? So for them to be right back there in the semifinals and then to hit that shot.
And was Walker undefeated at the time? Or maybe not undefeated, but they were very good.
Undefeated.
Were they the better team? Like, were they expected to win?
Or the lower seed, however you want to go. They were, yes, they were supposed to win the game.
Damn, that's big time, bro. Make your free throws. Somewhere out there, Rivs is cringing.
Shout out Jeff Palermo on the call.
Hell yeah, man.
It's almost like Jeff knew that thing was going in. He's like, from the half court.
I mean, as a...
like he knew it was going in.
Yeah.
We just saw the Max Strus game winner, and that was actually, honestly, as pretty as the Max Strus game winner yesterday. It didn't have the insane run-up it did. It was Strus making like 7 threes in a row, but that was awesome. That was a great moment, great high school local sports moment. Who hit the shot? Do we know? I would love to shout her out if we can figure out.
He said her last name was Larry because he said Larry with the ball.
Yeah,
So.
shout out Larry. You are a hero amongst you and your friends. So this next video, this is a adorable little girl. And look, but you go in the public eye, and this is what happens. I don't know how they got through the vetting process here. This is Jake. This is have you heard this?
No.
This is at an Indiana Pacers basketball game. Here's her rendition of the national anthem.
I've seen bright stars through no perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets the bombs bursting in that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home round the
That just gave me a really good idea for a bit. I think we need to get me to sing
Singing
the national anthem
at an
somewhere.
LSU softball game.
Softball, baseball, I'll do it.
I feel bad, dude, because, okay, first off, the passion is there. You know? The girl's going for it. So I love the passion. I love putting yourself out there. I love the fit. If you're just listening on radio, she was American flag top to bottom. A beautifully patriotic fit. Somebody needed to coach her better. I'm not blaming the athlete in this case. That's on the coach.
That's on the parents.
She's doing too much. Doing entirely. You could tell there's a voice there. You know what I'm saying?
There's something there.
There's
but
some powerful.
She changed tones like 7 times.
The key was not there. The key was not there. The notes. The note finding left a bit to be desired. But my point is, like, you could see there is some raw natural singing ability there. She was able to hold some of these notes. She did have some power in that tiny little frame of hers. But, like, just do a little more traditional. You're just doing too much. You ain't got to go through the legs. Just lay it up off the glass. She out here trying to dunk, trying to do reverse dunks, start off the backboard. Look, just hit a solid dribble, crossover, finish with a solid right-handed layup off the glass.
God bless. That was at an NBA game.
Yeah.
That wasn't at your local high school Friday night.
No. How to get through the vetting process?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
unless they were just so taken aback by her charisma or energy or like go for itness. They're like, you know what? F it, dude. Let it ride. Let this girl go for it.
I was telling y'all, like, Fergie at the NBA All-Star game a few years ago, I think was worse. Because, like,
I don't remember Fergie being that bad.
She was bad, but not only was she bad, she had like this look in her
I
eyes
am being
and like
for real.
her tone and everything. Like she
Pull it
almost
up.
tried to make it like sexy, and it definitely is not. So I'll pull it up.
Wow, Taylor doesn't think the American flag's sexy?
Wow.
The
What, are you
national anthem
anti-patriotic?
is not a sexy, seductive song.
I didn't know we had a communist.
Didn't think
I
that
don't know
was a hot
about you,
take.
dude. I don't know about you. I'd
gets
love to
on
have sex with
TikTok.
America. You ever seen the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
Old girl looks thick in the hips. Know what I'm saying, dog? And look, she's inviting everybody in. Give me you're sick, you're tired, you're poor. Like, that's who I want to have sex with. It's somebody who's
The
empathetic.
sick, the tired, and the poor?
Who has
Well,
a
yeah,
love. No, somebody who's empathetic and has a love for those who are less
The
fortunate.
vulnerable?
Lady Liberty
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Song's not like person, so
It was a hell of an anthem, though.
Oh, say. I think I
Yeah,
would
there we
do,
go.
Listen,
Yeah.
I think I would do
I got
really
it.
good.
But you
got
got to
the
go
Fergie
for it like she did.
Oh,
You got to
I'll
go.
for
You
it.
got to go full
I will-
Aguilera.
I will go
She
for
hit
it.
such odd tonal shifts in parts of the song that don't normally have them either. Like, she really tried to make it her own, which I think when you do national anthem, you can do little twists that are your own, but you kind of have to, for the most part, color inside the line.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, give me
Are we going to
Fergie.
Fergie?
Yeah, we got.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wave at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? O'er the land of the free and the home of the
That's not awful. That's not awful.
No,
It was just the
There were
tone
some
that I was saying.
missteps.
It's
there were some
odd.
missteps
It was
for
like
sure.
a sultry tone.
It was like a smoky jazz room kind of time.
Also, shout out, everybody was trying to keep their composure, and of course, it's Draymond Green that breaks the first laugh, and then everybody does it.
What a troll, dude. You want to talk about Marcus Maynax?
What?
Talk about Marcus Maynax? New Orleans Saints?
Kind of told you yesterday what it was.
That is true. So let's dive back into it, because what Jake kind of alluded to should happen, happened. More OTB next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552, CentralPlumbing.org. Wait, so I'm confused. When we were listening, can they hear us on the mic? Because I could hear myself, but then I know we used to have echo problems. Could they hear us? No? Yes?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, cool. Okay, I was making sure. All right, CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Go there today. Look, if you want a job, if you're a plumber, there's some openings available. So if you don't feel like you're being treated correctly, if you don't feel like you're getting the benefits you should, if you don't feel like you're getting the wages you should, see what Central Plumbing can offer you. 925-8552. Send your resume to jay@centralplumbing.org. If you're an apprentice, well, guess what? They have a great apprenticeship school to get you across that finish line. Go to centralplumbing.org.
And see what they can do for your space. If you're looking to remodel your home or business, they can come in and they can give you a completely new space. Find that information on the website. Also, find out about tankless water heaters at centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the gymsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the gymsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Again, last hour, you know how it goes, man. Here on Friday, we chill and we get ready for the weekend. So what's the girl's name that hit that incredible shot?
Chloe Larry.
Chloe Larry. Shout out Chloe Larry. And then Scott Rabelais texting Jake and letting him know Walker was indeed 35-0.
Yep.
What a brutal way for a magical undefeated season to come in. So it's hard to win a championship, man. I mean, it's the ultimate example why it's so tough, bro.
I was telling you, like 2 losses.
I was telling you, rough week for Walker. Their boys lost 2 days ago, and they were like really high seed, and they lost by like 3.
Who'd they lose to?
Southside.
318.
Maybe they should have tried running. Yeah. Walker and all around the place. Sport, speed up. Marcus May got sped up out of town as yesterday the Saints release Marcus May. So in 2 years, plays like 17 games with the Saints. Kind of hurt a lot of times. Remember,
missed the last 6 of last year.
I'm trying to get my timeline straight here. You let Marcus May, you let Von Bell go, or you let Marcus Williams go, who was, had the Minnesota Miracle gaffe, but outside of that was actually awesome.
Yeah.
You thought you could go replace him. You go and get Marcus May, and it just never really came about. It was too much money. So they saved some money on the cap here, and it represents an opportunity guy for a guy that I think you're pretty high on in Jordan Howden.
Yeah, Jordan Howden, 5th-round pick out of Minnesota last year. He played much better than May did, and May came with a hefty price tag. And this is somebody he only played in 17 games. He missed the final 6 games of the 2023 season. He was suspended for the first 3 games of the 23 season after violating the NFL substance abuse policy. Let's also not forget he got arrested on September the 1st of 22 on a charge of aggravated assault with a firearm after a alleged road rage incident in Metairie. So it was not a great tenure there for Marcus May in New Orleans. At the time, I thought they overpaid for him just for the on-the-field portion of it. His best year before he signed that deal wasn't the year before. It was 2 years before he signed with the Saints. It was too much money at the time. They were trying to find somebody like a Marcus Williams. He ain't Marcus Williams.
Yeah.
And so they
didn't want to pay Marcus Williams, but they were like, maybe we pay a little bit, we can get close to it.
And because Tyron's actually worked out really well.
Yeah.
Like Tyron's been a really good player, and you feel like you got some value from Tyrann Mathieu' contract. And Marcus May's been the complete opposite. And so now hopefully Jordan Howden can be that guy, because then you'll have a starter on a 5th-round salary, and you can spend that money however the Saints figure out to get under the cap. We've had that conversation.
They just restructured Cam Jordan, so the process is ongoing. I think they have to bring back Jameis Winston, against all odds. Like, the cap almost dictates they need to avoid, because I think he's on the books for $10 million. I don't think you get that number down. I don't think you're going to bring back Michael Thomas. I think that's probably obviously.
You never know with the Saints.
You never know.
You really don't. But I mean, they have taken Derek Carr's back more than any player I've ever seen. So maybe so. Can't talk bad about Derek Carr.
You can about the coach though. Remember, the Saints yesterday, Dennis Allen ranking 29th out of 32 teams, maybe it was 28th, in terms of player belief in the coach, in terms of him being like the right guy, meeting fish with their time and whatnot. So these are the offseason moves that we kind of always knew were going to happen. And for Marcus May, I don't know, man. It's kind of like, okay, Like, I wish I had something profound to say here, but if you wanted to talk about some of the problems with how the Saints manage the cap, and granted, a lot of this does trace back to 2020 when the cap went down, and if that never happened, who knows what happens. Like, I think because the cap went down that 1 year, you end up losing Trey Hendrickson, you end up losing Marcus Williams. These are 2 draft picks that were elite players that in a perfect world you could have kept, and you would have been set up at those positions for years, and now you're chasing them, You're still chasing that ghost. You tried it with May, didn't work out. You've tried to chase pass rush in multiple different ways, and Carl Granderson's gotten the closest, and he's solid, but he can't hold Trey Hendrickson's jock. So it's disappointing from that perspective that you could argue that some of the Saints' financial strategies are what led you to paths like Marcus May, and it just hasn't worked out at all.
I mean, he signed a 3-year, $22.5 million contract. He got $6 million in a signing bonus. His average salary was $7.5 million. Guaranteed at signing, $14.5 million. And he had 97 tackles in his New Orleans Saints career. That's total tackles. And he had 2 interceptions.
That is
17 games total. And he made, at signing, $14.5 million.
Millie a game, dude. Shout out, Mark. Hey, look, I ain't hating on it to get it.
Oh, I do.
Here's the bottom 5 coaches in the NFL according to their players. Kevin Stefanski ended up on this list, which I was like, man, the Browns seemed like they kind of rallied last year. You know, they had a lot of nonsense, but he comes in at 28. Then you got Dennis Allen at 29. Arthur Smith was 30. Of course, he got fired. Ron Rivera was 31. Of course, he got fired. And Josh McDaniel was the only coach to achieve a D. Remember, Dennis Allen and Stefanski got B minuses. So even though people did not like them, their players didn't like them, they're still grading. Like, they still tend to respect the head coach enough to grade them a bit higher. Dude, this locker room hated Josh McDaniel.
Yeah.
And it makes me realize that story, that absurd story about him calling Antonio Pierce to the side and saying, never talk about the Patriots that way, is absolutely true. By the way, the top 5 coaches, Andy Reid, A+, Kevin O'Connell, A+, Dan Campbell, A+, Sean McVay, A, Mike Tomlin, A. So, you are the company you keep. That's so funny. McDaniel gone, Rivera gone, Smith gone, Allen good. Go. Barely surviving. All right. When we get back, let's do a little Ask the Bench brought to you by Cold Curtis Light. Visit our Telter Blue Moon Line Sky Citrus Suite.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
If you live in Livingston Parish or Ascension Parish, you're lucky. You know why? Because you got a choice when it comes to your trash. Some of us don't, and it sucks. So you got to deal with these crappy national companies that keep the trash here, take the profits elsewhere, and don't even give you good customer service. No attention to detail. No local love. Well, check it out. Again, you live in LP, live in Ascension Parish. You look around, you see the red can. That's Trash Rangers. That's local. There's a reason why they're growing so much. And it's multiple. First off, go to trashsignup.com. In just 3 minutes, you see your number of, you can get your number of cans you want. You can see how much it's going to be. You see the pickup days. Bam, you're done. They send you texts the night before that they're coming out, so you never forget to put out the trash again. And the money from Trash Rangers goes back into the community, your local sports teams, your churches, charitable organizations. Trash Rangers.
That's right. Simplify your trash pickup with Trash Rangers. Reliable weekly service, no hidden fees, weekly text reminders, trashrangersllc.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales service and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Yo, Jake here from my friends over at Community Steel Company located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The local place you can turn to for all of your metal building needs. Notice I said local, not Houston, not Dallas, not Atlanta, but right here in Gonzales. Visit them at their brand new state-of-the-art website at communitysteelco.com or pick up the phone and give them a call today to answer all of your questions on your metal buildings, roofing and sheet metal, and any other steel needs you or your business need at 225-647-2020.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. OTB. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kirsch Light, Visit Artelter, and Blue Moon. Lot Sky Citrus Sweet. Do remind you, Accutemp, AccutempBR.com. I'll have some more great deals for you here in a bit for the month of March. Hope you took advantage of February, but remember, year-round, Accutemp is your AC, heating, and electrical need. It seems like not quite full winter, but there's been a little bit of a cold front punch back here as of late. So maybe you're still bouncing back and forth. What?
When you talk about your boy,
Hoxitani?
Yeah,
bro, you can't. Y'all know he like. What are y'all talking about? It has been spring since he said it was going to be. True or false?
It didn't feel like spring last night.
What? 'Cause it was 50?
No, yeah.
Hey.
Phil caught a stray on the broadcast from me last night as well. So
yeah.
Somebody's calling the studio line right now, and I kind of want to answer it on the air. Here, let me see. Let me see what it is.
Answer it. Definitely answer it. I want to see. I love the people that call up.
Great song.
Taylor, go drink a Coke Icy as quick as you can.
As quick as I can.
And let's test our new theory on how to fix brain freezes.
You got one around?
No, but you know who's going to have one tonight?
Hunt Palmer.
Your boy at Dune 2. Woohoo! Cannot wait.
Who's watching the kids? They're sick, I thought.
No, they're all done with it. They're all done with
okay.
it. They've all passed it. It went to my wife yesterday, and I'm feeling okay right now. I don't feel great. I still feel like somebody's kind of like grabbing my insides, but I don't feel like as nauseous like I did this morning.
Yeah, that's not great.
Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kirsch Light, Visit Artelter, Blue Moon, Lights, Gas, Stitches, Read, AccutempBR.com. By the way, all your AC, heating, electrical needs, go do it. What if 2012 just put us into a different reality, and that's the cause for the Mandela effect? Yes, like we unfortunately operate in the reality in which Alabama won 21-0. But actually what happened is that we won the national championship. I would love for that to be the case.
Well, the Mandela effect's been around since before 2012. Right?
No, I know, yes. I don't fully understand the question that he's getting at. I'll just say this. If I would have played, we would have won the Natty. No, that's just me. Also, Jake, your 2-loss national championship thing, y'all are probably going to be threatened in this new era. You're probably going to have some company finally. Like, there will be a 2-loss team that gets hot and finds their way to a Natty.
Yeah, for sure. Without question, there will be.
Ask the Bench. Where would the other team be from in your Disney movie, and how edgy would the bad guy be? Ooh. Texas. Be from, like, Dallas or something. Thinking they're so highfalutin and badass. And, the antagonist wouldn't be edgy like the ones we grew up in. He'd be like one of those floppy-haired TikTok kids.
With the broccoli haircut?
Yeah. Have your kids asked you for the broccoli haircut yet?
I mean, Jackson kind of has
He kind of has it, yeah, a little bit.
Mine would be from Gainesville, Florida, and they would wear jorts.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You should call him Cauliflower next time you see him. What's up, Collie? What's happening, bro? Let me steam you real quick. Put some cheese on you. Maybe roast you in the oven.
I meant to say this when you mentioned it earlier, but shout out Coors Light. I was pounding them last night.
Yeah, shout out. I was very proud of you when you texted us that you had just chugged one.
And then you said you should drink more beers.
Yeah,
And I listened.
Because, hey, look,
I was way ahead of you.
Even though he was only drinking like a couple beers.
I know.
Apparently.
Yeah, I lied. I did lie.
I
had like 2 glasses of bourbon and like 2 beers. So
What is going on in this Star Wars movie?
Bro, the pod race, dog.
This looks awful.
This is awful. This is literally one of the best action scenes that has ever been put to film. The pod race is incredible and holds up unbelievably well. I will accept no pod race slander. Do you even, Sebulba?
Oh, that guy just got sucked up into the engine.
Yeah, those stupid little droids. I love those little things. You pop them on the nose and they pop up. Look at the Hutt. This is the Hutties.
Is that Jabba the Hutt?
It's not Jabba. It's of the Hutties crime family.
The
though.
pizza?
They're like the Corleones, basically. They run the outer rim mafia. Bruh, these are 1999 special effects. You're telling me these don't still look good? You tripping. Look at our guy Jake Lloyd. Ooh, I'll be eating them snacks in the stadium, though. Give me one of them little alien frogs. Still don't know why Anakin had to make C-3PO, but, never upset with him being in the movies.
Anakin made C-3PO?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I don't think they really need that.
These graphics are not good.
I think you are tripping so hard right now, bro.
Not good. They're bad, actually.
These are actively good, and it's from 1999.
Like Gladiator came out in 99. The graphics were much better on that.
It was much more practical effects. There weren't very many special effect shots there. You're insane. You're insane. Shout out the Pod Race. We love you. We'll see you next week. More
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Buck.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it